that we will be willing to give our wife, that's where it comes down to as far as the catch. Now, can a woman be the catch and all of those things too? We'll talk about that later on. But for the when it comes down to Miss Biles and the young man that she is married to, I think that people just need to let those young folks, man, figure it out instead of hating, because that's what I get out of it. It's just a bunch of damn hating. You got two people that are in love and they just wanted to share, you know, their love with one another. But I mean, I guess you can't do that no more because, all of this bullshit that everybody's talking about when it comes down to um, dating, and nobody's dating for marriage. So, of course, if you're out here talking about marrying somebody and you look at them as, someone that you really want to spend the rest of your life with, whether that happens or not, I mean, people are just going to look at you as losing anyway. So I don't know, man. It's just a lot of damn hating going on right now.
Yeah.
You got my blessings. No doubt.
Absolutely. I want to welcome in RBN, the Real Bravado Network. TJ is in the building tonight, along with my brother Lost in Translation, who is also in the building tonight. We'll get to you guys in just a second. Trey, what are your thoughts on what's going on with this couple?
I hope that in 2024 we leave the stupid conversations in 2023. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And what a way to end the year, because this has been a weird year. Yeah, what a way to end the year, talking about a woman who thinks highly of her man. How dare her? What the hell is her problem? What is wrong with a black woman looking at her black husband and saying, I value this man? What is her problem?
He's a simp.
Right, exactly. Right? I put the definition of prize, and I put two different definitions. One of the definitions was valued extremely highly. Now that's a subjective thing. You can look at it, right? You get to determine what you value and how you value it. I was proud to see Simone say to agree with her man when he said he was the catch. It's nice to see a woman say, yeah, I wanted him. I went after him because I valued him. It's nice to see it. These women have been brainwashed. They've been bamboozled, led astray, run amok, the whole thing, to believe that men are somehow, we're not valuable anymore. We can live without you. We don't need you. So I was happy to see this. And I hope that this stuff doesn't follow us into 2024. I know that I'm being optimistic here, but I hope that it doesn't follow us in 2024. If I'm with a woman and I have decided to be with only her, she's the prize. I value her extremely highly. I value her so much that I've decided to give her exclusivity. She's a prize. Both sides can be the prize. This has turned into a thing where black women feel as though they're losing something by saying that your man is valued highly. It's ridiculous. I hope it stops.
Man, I appreciate that, brother. All right. I want to bring in my brother TJ from the Real Bravado Network. TJ, how do you feel about Simone and her husband? He's saying he's the catch. She's agreed. She said, "Hey, listen, I went and got my man. He's the catch. He's the prize." What are your thoughts, TJ?
As a culture, man, we are on self-destruct mode. The fact that this is even a thing is killing me.
Come on.
A large part of our women, first of all, the reason why we even having these conversations, no matter how stupid they are, is because there's something wrong with us. There's something fundamentally wrong with the collection of black folk. You know what I mean? And we won't tackle the fact that we've been programmed to cannibalize ourselves. And we're out here allowing, the dominant culture to keep influencing us for us to stay separate. And I keep telling folks, it's not because they hate us, they want us to kill us and die off. It's a financial thing. When you don't have two black people together, a black man and a black woman, you have two sets of consumers that drives the economy. You got two homes, two light bills, two water bills, two trash bills, 4 cars, 2 sets of insurances. You got 2 sets of groceries. Everything that that a family gets in one, we have to buy it twice. And and we represent what, $2 trillion or something like that of the United States economy. 2 trillion. Do you not know that Black folks, even though we're not that wealthy, do you not know that as a collective we have more money than the country of Russia? We have more money than the country of Russia, and they're a superpower. And yes, I believe to a degree that the Black women think that they're losing something, but more insidious than that is we have too many of our women out here who believe that they're better than their men. That's why that's why when you talk to them about, you know what kind of woman they are, or tell me about yourself, or my least favorite comment, what you bring to the table. When you ask our women that, why do you hell you think they start talking about houses, cars, jobs, fake degrees from University of Phoenix and all this other bullshit? Why do you think a woman who has 6 children with 5 different men, who working at a Dollar General as a cashier / stocker, can come to a guy like me and talking about, what do you bring to the table? What you gonna do for me? Or my favorite, you need to get yourself together. The arrogance of that. And yes, to Trey's point about the Simone Biles and this brother, I'm happy for them. They're young, they're getting together. They're getting. Did they get married already, or they're about to get married? I can't remember.
They're married.
They're married.
They're married young. This girl gonna be pregnant within the next year or two. They're gonna start their family, and all I want for them, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing what every other culture does. And sometimes our women get very upset about us talking about other cultures because they want to point out that there are failures in other cultures. We're the only group that is so risk averse, it ain't even funny. We act like that there ain't risk. You get in a goddamn car every day to go drive somewhere, there's a risk you're going to be killed 5 miles from your home. But we can't risk with each other. We all, and I remember I got into with my brother one time, and because he messed up in the head, and I had to literally tell him, we are all what we got. All we got is each other. We ain't got nobody else. And it's the same thing with Black men and Black women. I'm not knocking the passport bros or the divestor thing, but that's such a small portion of us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all we got. 33% of Black men are married. That's not a lot of Black men. And ain't no other woman coming in mass snatching us up because only 33% of Black men are married. So even though we're married higher than our women, it ain't that much more higher.
Appreciate that, my brother. I want to make sure that we acknowledge Dr. Steele in the building tonight, along with our Payne, who just walked through the door. Dr. Steele, you came in right after TJ. What are your thoughts?
Before we go, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
I just want to do a mic check. Thanks.
All right, here come the baby boomer answers.
Dr. Steele, what are your thoughts with the Simone Biles situation?
Something, and I said this, I'm not very comfortable using the word prize when it comes to a man and a woman in a relationship. When I think of a prize, I think of something that you win from being the best in the competition, like the Lombardi trophy or the gold medal. But what do you do with those afterwards? You put them on the shelf, let them collect dust. They're just to look at. But when I think of a man and a woman, in your relationship, your loved one is not what you just look at. There are some. I'm not for sure if I want to use the word use, but there are some significance. They're more than just something you look at. You talk about Jonathan being a catch. you know, you know, you know, with Simone, and I'm not for sure what the big deal is about, who caught who. All that matters is that Jonathan and Simone are together. And by the way, keep in mind that they waited 3 years after they met each other to get married. 3 years. That is pretty lengthy. So again, the word prize to me is, yeah, I'm very uncomfortable with the word prize when it comes to relationships.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that, man. We got our pain in the building tonight. Now, our pain, our pain in the is in the building tonight. We like to acknowledge him, as you heard Trey so eloquently say, that our pain is a boomer, and so our pain has given us a lot to think about as he's become a part of this show regularly, and so we appreciate him. And our pain in this situation, he has a lot to say. And one thing that Arpain has said over time that has stuck with this show, we like to bring him in on his own comments. We have it clipped here, so I want to play it because Arpain has a view. Lost in translation, you know what I'm talking about. Arpain has a view, and I want to share it with the world. TJ, I want you to hear a boomer say these most beautiful and eloquent words, and how he puts words on describing something that's so fruitful and multiplies for us. Here we go. Arpain.
The toughest things any man has ever done is turn down a nice piece of willing, steaming ass piece of pussy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Arpain, thank you so much, my brother, for giving us so much insight. So, what are your thoughts on this situation, sir?
I'm never gonna live that one down, even though I meant it. By the way, but I might not be long tonight because I was in bed, but I had to get up for this topic. It's the barbershop.
Whoa! Too much information.
Well, if it was that kind of bed, I wouldn't be here. I was in there trying to sleep. Okay, so I hear you. But here's my thing, and it's something I've always thought, not always thought, but recently thought of in the last couple of years. I believe that, and I think everybody will agree with this, both Black men and Black women, we're a result of a lot of social program. We're programming. Some of us are a little bit more immune than others. Some of us can turn it off. Some of us have overcome it. But you got to think about our situation here. I've always thought that Black women still harbor an underlying resentment for us for what happened to them in slavery. We couldn't protect them. They were brought here for Zaddy. They weren't brought here for us. And there's a lot of connections that we could make to that. And I don't want to steal somebody else's thunder. I got somebody crystallize this thing for me, and I don't know if I want to mention another content creator's thing on your panel. But at some point, if we're offline, I'll tell you, BMU, I'll put it somewhere.
Okay.
But if you think about it, the fact that a lot of our sisters want straight hair like white women, because a lot of them actually look at Zaddy as their alpha man and not us. That's why the same Black woman will do for Zaddy without question what she wouldn't do for her own husband. Right? The things that we ask them to do, it's not like asking them for the world. It's another reason why it's not hard for us to cleave to other women who are culturally grounded. When you get a wife that's outside the Black community, we don't have a lot of those kind of issues in terms of how a household should be run, how this is that. There's a lot of differences there because they were raised to be, a lot of them were raised to be wives. And it's not just a Western thing, because Black women are Western women on steroids. A lot of them are. Now, so those of us who have been blessed to be married for the white women, to the Black women who were not slaves to the programming, right? I know my wife isn't, so but she's not, you know, she's still a Black woman, but she understands that we have roles. But and there's a lot of Black women who still understand that, but you got to be able to bring that shit out of them if you want to do the thing. But the rank and file sister, if you think about it, the fact that they're not comfortable in their own skin is not necessarily for us. They think they need to be attracted, especially their hair. You know, they're mimicking white women's hair. You know, because they think Zaddy will like that. But if that Zaddy told them, hey, I don't want you to have a wig on, guess what they're going to do? They're going to take that son of a bitch off. But they won't do it for the rank and file brother. So, I mean, it's just something to think about. So if we, you know, so there's a whole conversation about that on another channel. I don't want to, you know, I would have to get your permission to say the name, though. I'm sure you don't have no beef with this guy, but it was some good stuff. You know, it just kind of crystallized something for me because I was thinking that I just think that there's some programming that we still haven't shaken. That's why a lot of Blacks, men and women, we still point to slavery for shit. Right. And I get a lot of heat because I said we got to get past that. But the truth of the matter is those tentacles are still there around a lot of people. You know, I mean, and there's race baiters who don't let it go. I mean, the stupid shit that Umar Johnson said about Vanessa Bryant, he should be lashed for that, right? That's, you know, hey, Kobe made a choice, and to her, all his shit goes to her and her kids, and she could do with it as she will. It's not up to Umar Johnson to tell her how to spend the money. You know, so, and that's a different debate, but still. So I'm gonna just land it there, so.
You can stop it.
Mr. R. Payne, real quick, I wanted to actually double down on something that you said. I don't know if double down is the right word, but the last lady that I was involved with, she picked a whole fight with me because I gave her a compliment about her natural hair. And I told her, I said, you know, you are at your most fine in your natural state. I don't want my woman looking like Sexy Red's auntie with all this crap in their hair and all this crap on her face. And it turned into a whole fight. And I stopped her and I said, do you not understand that you are arguing with me because I gave you a compliment? I said, because I told you God didn't make no mistakes when he made you. You were literally fighting me. We saw, to your point, a lot of our sisters are completely uncomfortable in their own skin. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, they are.
And, you know, of course, then she hit me with well, I've been doing this ever since. I told her, I don't give a damn what man you were doing it for before me. I don't give a damn. If that's what he like, that's that joker. But the standard over here is a little higher.
Hey, TJ, you know what? Stay right there because we're going to get into that. We're going to get into how can you be the prize if you fake in a man's eyes. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Grooming and review.
PMU, before, I don't want to, I know this is the opening sound, but I actually didn't answer the question. The reason why I think I'm my wife's prize, a man is a good man, a dutiful man, a husband is the prize. I can understand where Dr. Steele is coming on with the word prize. But let's just use that for the sake of argument. It's because a good husband who's godly or not godly understands that he's going to do for his wife and family more than he'll ever ask her to do for him. Period. And a woman who recognizes that is with you for life. You know,
exactly.
That's how I look at it. You know, and that's what I know I've done for my wife. You know, she'll talk to me and she's respectful. And it's my 5 things: respect, loyalty, exclusivity, access, nurturing of the kids, and all that kind of stuff. Respect is at the top of the list. It's not all the lovey-dovey stuff is in the vows, and I like that too. But, you know, that's my top 5. But anyway, so let me land it there.
All right, appreciate that. Let me go ahead and get grooming and reviews in here. Then last but not least, my brother Lost in Translation. Grooming and reviews, what are your thoughts real quick? And then we'll get over to Lost in Translation.
Actually, I missed half of the beginning of it. So can you give me up to speed really fast?
Yeah. I know you familiar with the Olympic gymnast Simone Biles and her husband. He said he's the catch, he's the prize. She agrees. She's been getting a lot of flack for supporting her husband and being the prize. And so what do you think about a woman supporting her husband saying he's the prize?
I agree. Because we chase after the women, we do all the work. We have to get them, first get their numbers, then take them out to the date, then take them to a nice, expensive restaurant. We put all the work in. So why not flip it for a second? Like, as much we put the work in the old school way, get them the flowers, get them this, do that. They should be proud. Hey, that's my man. That's my king. That's so-and-so. Why is so wrong with that? I don't see a problem with that. I agree 100% with it.
All right. Appreciate that. Lost in translation, last but not least at all. What are your thoughts?
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, chat. Good evening, host, panel. How y'all doing this evening?
Good.
Look, the question of prize is one of those things that people want to say it's subjective. I say it's not. It says what it says. You see what I'm saying? And when I listen to women who talked about this particular conversation, because I'm active on Facebook because that's where it goes down. But we solve problems over here on YouTube. Now, when I first saw the situation, normally I like to sit back and watch what people say, what their reactions are. You know what I'm saying? If that woman says that her man is the prize, and if he says that he's the prize, then it is what it is. Now, the problem is that you have a whole bunch of sour faces who want to get up in here and want to complain because they don't have a prize. The problem is the reason why you don't have a prize is because you don't respect men. You don't. And I think that is the main issue that women have with Simone Biles. Man, my granddad told me a long time ago, he said, what you respect will come to you, and what you don't respect will move away from you. And also what my grandmother said was, what's in the well gonna come up in the bucket, baby. And when I hear women complaining about, they think that this man is the prize, to me, that sounds like someone who doesn't value me and don't know what the function of a man is and don't know what the purpose of a man is, or a husband, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? They're used to dealing with men only on a certain level. And I think that's the problem. That's what happens when you have generations of people who get away from marriage and they think that what they're doing is one of those things that's right. Well, I'm here to tell you, thousands of years of us doing this the right way has gotten us to where we are. Now, and it's been recent, these last 50 years, that we tried to do something different. And guess what? We got a whole bunch of different problems. We got kids who don't have respect because the father's not in the home. They don't respect their elders. Every time they open their mouth, it's always you old this and you old that, and you don't know what you're talking about. Well, guess what? If you keep living, you're going to get old. Here's the thing. Men are the prize because men set the dadgum tone. Men lay down the law. Men issue out the consequences. Yes, men are the prize. End of story, period, point blank. You know why? Because women can get up and leave anytime they get ready and go find somebody else and try to start all over again. Men usually don't leave relationships. They don't. When a man picks you, he picked you for a reason. You see what I'm saying? Now, the major problem that we have is that women see themselves as less than. That's a major problem. But that's another story for another day. But at the end of the day, if you realize that you are who you are for a reason and you're comfortable who you are, then a man saying that he's not a prize doesn't bother you. And the funny thing about it is this conversation, as Ricky would say, it's circular for a reason. If y'all don't realize it or not, this is probably the 3-year or 4-year anniversary of the man being the prize is what kicked off this whole thing in the beginning. I remember when Kevin talked about this, man, and that was his very first show when he talked about men are the prize. And because this young man graduated from college, an attorney, and he said that he was the prize, and all of a sudden we got this big kerfuffle, and we done made our way all the way back. And I keep thinking about it. This thing is circular, man, because it's true. If a man has to lay down his life, you doggone right he's the prize. If he has to go out and do what it takes to make his family protected, you doggone right he's the prize. If he has to go out there and make himself better than any other man that's around you, you doggone right he's the dadgum prize. And I ain't scared to say it. And that's the problem with a lot of people. People want to get mishy mouth and meal around this around the topic. Well, guess what? The men are the prize. When they send men off the war to die, you doggone right they're the daggone prize. When they send men to go out and fight and do these dangerous jobs, and they bring back the food and the shelter and all this other stuff for his family to protect them, you doggone right he's the prize. You see what I'm saying? Let me tell you, when Leonidas went out there and had to fight Xerxes, and he sent them out there, they didn't send the jellybacks. They sent the men. You see what I'm saying? And said, you ain't finna come over here. This is Sparta. You see what I'm saying? The man is absolutely the prize. Now, that does not diminish the role of women. Women and their purpose can be a prize. And from what I've been seeing lately, women are out of their purpose. And that's the reason why they have this cognitive dissonance whenever men say that they're the prize. And here's my thing. If that woman says that her man is the prize, then guess what? He's the prize. And I'm done with that.
We also need to address something, Blackman. We need to address something. Before she married Jonathan Owens, there was a point in time where she was publicly on screen talking about her crush being Zac Efron. And black women had no issues with this. None. This man showed up on a TV show. He gave her a kiss. He gave her a hug. And there was no issues with this. So it seems that there's a collective of our women that are miserable anytime a black woman says or has reverence or some sort of respect for her man. They hate this. But they did not have a problem when she was talking highly about Zac Efron and his abs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to, and before we move to the second part of this show and to the second question of the show, I want to acknowledge the people who are giving to the people who I'm sharing this stream with tonight. I'm streaming here on Blackman Unfiltered Network. TJ is streaming from Bravado Network as well. And so I want to acknowledge the super chats as well as the cash apps. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Who sent me one here? A lady in Novoa sent me a cash app. Thank you guys. If you want to support the channel, the cash app is scrolling at the bottom of the screen for the Blackman Unfiltered Network. We also have Project Leroy with a $5 super chat. He said, keep the conversations going in 2024. Thank you for coming over with my boy RB and TJ. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate that. All right, we got My Sexy is Strong, $9.99. Good evening, gentlemen. Great topic and stream. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribing as you're coming in, because we support each other in this space. The Kosher Clinician, my guy, what's going on, man? $10 super chat. Men are the master prize. He added another word, guys. She is the adjacent prize. I created a term that I will use in the next show. Remember, Sarah called Abraham Lord. All right, thank you for man.
Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
All right, thank you so much for that, guys. I appreciate it. Again, man, we here in this space, TJ, Trey, Mr. Bennett, everybody on the panel tonight. We need to start supporting each other more. Like over at TJ's channel, as well as Hink's channel, Lost in Translation, JT, so on and so forth. We do need to support. So thank you so much for being here tonight, TJ, and streaming and going in with me tonight. We do have Hink in the building tonight. What's going on, Hink? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
What's happening?
Yeah. What's going on, my boy? What's going on? So I want to get to the second thing here. TJ, you shared something that really sparked me today. I was at work and I damn near fell out of my chair when I saw it. And so what he just alluded to being the prize. How can you be the prize if you're faking a man's eyes? We talked about this on Tuesday, where women saying that they are called by God. But how can God choose you if he don't know you? He don't recognize you. We have a lot of women that decide I'm going to wear my weave. I'm going to wear eyelashes that look like spray painted hospital gloves. We're going to wear 8 layers of makeup. We're going to wear all these different things, but we're the prize, right? Let me show you what TJ shared today on his post today. This young lady. And this is what we're saying. This is the women that say they're the prize. Here we go. Now, it says, okay, I'm done running these streets and I'm ready to settle down. Dr. Steele had to take his glasses off for this one. So this is what we're running into today. TJ, would you like to allude on why you posted this today and why because you brought the subject of how women have altered themselves but want to consider themselves the prize. So we'll start with you. You posted this, so give me some insight on why you posted this.
Well, I posted it because, you know, not to try to knock out women or anything like that, but to just further illustrate how many times our women come to us like this and have these lofty criterion standards for us, and they want us to accept that as they're doing us a favor. You know what I mean? And not the other way around. When a man comes in and he got to deal with that on a regular basis, you know what I mean? We're doing her the favor, but that's just not how our women see it. And the reason, one of the main reasons why they don't see it that way is because we cannot forget this very important key. Why our women feel the way that they feel, because there's too many of us over the last 40 years have been raised in the home with nothing but a woman, and a woman choosing in the woman in the home most of the time has been the side piece. Most of us are been raised by side piece women. And so all you hear as a boy growing up in the house is how men ain't shit, how men are cheaters, how men are violators, how men don't take care of the kids. And then the girls are hearing this, and then when they start experiencing men, they start picking the same kind of men that their mothers and them pick, which then reaffirms what their mothers or grandmothers been saying about men, when all we're dealing with is a bunch of women who are just side pieces. You know, a lot of our women don't even like to look at the fact that they're side chicks, but they are. Most of our women are side chicks and hoes. How do you think you get that volume of single mothers in the home if they're not out here just doing all kind of wild stuff?
Well, TJ, thank you for that, man. I want to hop over to Hink because he just got here. Shout out to Hink. Hink, what are your thoughts on the Simone Biles situation? Because you came in after that, and then also women who say they want to be the prize, but everything's covered up. Now, I know both of these things you disagree with. I think I heard you say on several occasions that men are the prize, all right? And I heard you say that your woman can't walk around with no weave, no eyelashes, and no 8 layers of concrete on her face. So I want you to talk about it. Hink, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, with the Simone Biles, she recognized what she has. I mean, I don't know how many black women could sit there and say they have an NFL football player as a husband. Not many. I mean, because if you look at it, I bet you more than half the black players married to a white woman. A woman is non-black. So for the ones who do have a black wife, hey, shout out to him, because it's not common. And so, yeah, he's surprised because it's not a common thing for black women to be getting an NFL player and a player such as his caliber. She was surprised when she was single before she got married, I'm sure, for somebody to catch her. But then she realized that he's a bigger prize. His career is going to probably go longer than her gymnastic career, because she's going to age out here soon. That's a young woman's game, right? She was probably doing it when she was probably about 12, 13, all the way up to maybe about, I don't know when she actually stopped, maybe 21, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And we all know the Olympics only every 4 years. So, she only participated in maybe 4 Olympics in her time period. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming maybe about 4 Olympics in her time period. And she was able to reach her pinnacle of her sport. So congratulations to her. But the biggest pinnacle was that husband. And so she went out there and got it. She didn't, and she shouldn't care about what other women think. Doesn't matter what they say. At the end of the day, as long as them two are happy with each other, that's all that matters. I say to hell with you. I wouldn't even give a damn what my mother say. I wouldn't give a damn, because more than likely she's probably single at home by her goddamn self, mad and jealous and looking on the outside wishing she had a husband. Instead, she just bitter and angry. I don't know if it's facts, guys. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But
she was raised by grandparents, by the way. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah, her mother's probably somewhere bitter, mad as hell. Okay, on the outside looking in. But with that being said, I just think she was blessed to get this NFL football player, nice looking, handsome, strapping, strong young man. More than likely, them two together, they look good together. More likely, they're gonna make beautiful, athletic babies. So she got the win. She got the dub. She got the big look. That dub's bigger than that gold medal she got. So at the end of the day, she got the prize. She realized he said it, and you got to just accept that and be good, be happy for her. Some ladies are mad and jealous and bitter, hate that she's married and got a. I don't understand this shit. As us as a people, we ought to be happy for one another, especially somebody getting married. That's a beautiful thing. Black love is a beautiful thing. So I don't understand this shit, man. So
aren't both of them coming to each other clean, no baggage?
I don't think either one of them got kids.
No,
man. I mean, like
doing it the right way.
Like
it's a beautiful thing.
Like
it's
how
a beautiful thing.
Trashing this. So women are trashing her because she's not out here, trying to pump up thought culture and sexualism. And the brother found something that was valuable, and he said, "I'm snatching this off the market. And I'm going to put all of my seed in there." I don't blame him.
Those are jealous, bitter, angry women. They mad because they on the outside looking in, wishing they could have what she got. At the end of the day, that's all it is. Now, what was your other question, Black man? I'm sorry, I didn't got.
No. It's about the Simone, but I also like women who say we're the prize. Men not the prize. We the prize. We could. But they're sitting there with 45-inch long weave, eyelashes, 8 layers of concrete on their face. I mean, how can you be the prize if we can't recognize you?
How can you be the prize if we can't use you? That's the problem.
You're not the prize because you're not. A prize is something that's authentic that you know, and nothing's authentic about somebody wearing all of this bullshit. Nothing's authentic about you. Everything is fake. So what I want something fake for? That's not a prize. I can go out there and make up my own shit and get me your own trophy. Fuck that. I want the real thing. I want to be able to beat all my opponents, all the competition, and earn the gold. Well, you giving me this with, like you said, with these eyelashes, all this Tammy Faye Baker makeup, and all these goddamn wigs and shit. I don't want that shit. That ain't what you just lying to me. You trying to sell me a lie. You want me to buy into it. Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to sit this one out.
Yeah, and that shit stank. That hair stank. Ain't no matter washing, that hair stank on their head, them products and chemicals they put in there, and then it's so overpowering. It takes over. Even if the women did smell good, they going to stink because of the hair. Gonna leave that shit on my pillow, on my sheet.
TJ, you talking from experience, ain't you, brother?
Hey, I plead the fifth. I plead the fucking fifth.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, actually?
Hey, Black man, TJ had to fight them heifers off. Man, get your stink ass wig up out of my head.
You know what's funny, actually?
Look, my last gal, man, she got it bad. She came over there. I said, "Man, you stink. Go home."
You know what, Blackman? Let me address this. Let me address this in this comment section. And I hear this all the time. Frederick Beatty says, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, and he found his good thing. Listen, let me explain something to y'all, man. A lot of people like to throw that out there as if you just so happens to be married and you just so happen to be a wife, you're a good thing. That ain't true. And you leaving some stuff out. It says a man who findeth the wife found a good thing and finds favor with the Lord. Show me your favor. Don't show me your weave. Don't show me your booty. Don't show me your paycheck. Don't show me your car, your house. Show me your favor from the Lord. That's what I want to see. A lot of times people want to buy the illusion of favor. You know what I'm saying? They want to substitute what it really takes to get favor. You can't buy favor from the Lord. You see what I'm saying? You can buy all these cars, you can buy all the house, you can even buy a BBL, but you ain't getting no favor from the Lord. All I got to do is look at the fruit. That's it. Look at the fruit that you bear, baby. You can't fool us no more.
And guess what, Lost? He said, he who findeth the wife findeth the good thing and then finds favor. But they forgot the other one when it defined what a wife was. It says the first line of Proverbs 31 10, it says, what does it say? A virtuous woman, who can find one?
That's right.
She's
that
rare.
means it is rare.
It's rare. So even if you marry, you may be with a booger wolf. Because a lot of women, a lot of women go out in public, brother, and you can see the gray glue in their hair. You can see it. When they bat their eyes. You know, I'm gonna post this next time we have a show. They showed the infections that women get in their eyes, where their eyes get pussy behind their eyes
Oh,
and
Jesus Christ.
leaking and shit. So my thing is, you do so much to try to be something that you're not, knowing that when we see you walking with this BBL and your legs are 3 inches and your ass is 52 and you look like SpongeBob gasping for air, we understand that that's not real. That's not the prize. How can I look at you and say you're the prize? You're not the prize. So JT, what are your thoughts about it, man?
Show that picture again.
No.
Show that picture.
I'm finna pull it back up. There you go.
So this is the thing. This is why it's not good for women to walk around uncovered, because they don't know when they are fucked up. This is why that should be for her husband. Okay, your stomach looked like that, but why would you want to show that to everybody in the world? That should have been for your husband, for the sacrifice you gave him. You gave that damn sacrifice and you fucked your body up for a nigga that you ain't even with. I guarantee she ain't with that nigga no more. I guarantee she ain't with him. This is the thing that we talking about. I'm ready to settle down. That's funny how you did that, TJ, because this is the thought of these young women. They want to settle down after they done gave everything to somebody that they knew that didn't deserve it. And then this is what the killer is. It ain't that. The killer is you would have some dude that would go right up in her and put his DNA right up in that.
But here you go.
Yeah.
There it is, right there.
That's that work
There
hug.
it is.
Yeah.
Like all the homework. That should not be for the world to see. If that's gonna be for the person you sacrificed that for. You should need that covered up. But they don't care. This is what we having a problem with. But it's not just that they don't care. Them dudes that she attract, they ain't the prize. That's them niggas that don't make it. Those are the ones that ain't making it. TJ was on the show with my man Ham. What were we talking about today? We were talking about men, right? We were talking about men. And those are the losers that get that. She attract those guys right there.
Yes.
She thinks she's up on the pedestal of women that's actually out here trying to find husbands, someone for them to sacrifice their body for. We already talked about it, Black man.
Mm-hmm.
Women right now of today are the most submissive, unsubmissive women ever. They submit every time they have sex with a guy, but then they're gonna say that they don't want to submit to a husband. They're backwards. I end it right there, bro.
And I also got a picture, TJ. I got a picture for you, TJ, of some more women who reached out to me just now and said, "You tell TJ that we are the prize," and you show him this picture because we support each other. Here they are.
I know where it's coming.
Incoming.
TJ, so which one you want? You want the one from the
He wants them all. He wants the whole
like
thing.
Pokemon, you got to catch them all.
My God.
Well, if you think about it, Catchman had like 5 or 10 Pokemon. Why can't he ever order them at once?
Yeah, man. So I want to hop back up to Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett, what are your thoughts on women who say they're the prize, but they don't look the part? So what are your thoughts?
Again, it's like what I said earlier. It's just been a narrative that's been built over time that women are intrinsically the prize. I remember there was an actress, Anne Hathaway. I don't know if you remember her. She was in the Dark Knight Rises.
Yes, sir.
She went back in 2015. She went on Today's Show, and she had just gotten married. And the only thing she said was, "I am his, and he is mine." And she got major blowback from women. They forgot the part where she said, "Well, he is mine." They were totally upset by 3 words: "I am his." And so I think this is just not just with Black women. I just think women in general, just in the society that we're in, where again, it's intrinsic that the woman is the better half. And it's in our media, it's in our TV shows, it's in our comedies or whatnot. The woman is always the rational one. Everyone used to hate that show, Everyone Loves Raymond, where, you know, he's basically a noob and his wife just kind of gets everything but that's your typical male image. I mean, how many images of strong men can you see on TV that are respectable and smart and get respect from the women that they're engaged with? You just don't see it. So I just think, just overall, I think this narrative has been pumped so much. It's getting us music and whatnot that has been sold and marketed, and again, capitalism again. You sell into women consumers, and they've eaten this stuff up for so many decades now that it doesn't matter what they have or how they look or whatever. They just think that a guy, as long as he gets the cookie, that's enough. But at the same time, I think, unfortunately, I think, as JT was saying earlier, not all men are prizes. I kind of disagree with that, because why would you be a prize, and why would you even hook up with someone like that? We need to, as men, we need to choose better and choose the standard. But if you think that the expression, a woman can get it any, woman can always get some. Whereas men, we have to compete for it. We have to do all these things to get it. Not every man can choose a woman, but a woman can get, at least for sex, she can get a man anytime she wants, for the most part. So if that's the narrative, and if the evidence is out there that these women, even the women that you showed in that picture, I guarantee there's not one virgin amongst any of those women. So, we have to, men have to choose better if we want to, sort of flip this narrative. But it's a general thing, just women in general, that it's just built into how the society views men and women. And but with us, it's like, if they catch a cold, we catch the flu, and we just get the negative impact from that more severely than they do. And it shows in the numbers that TJ was citing earlier.
Mr. Bennett, I'm glad you said that. And I think what happens is, I think a lot of times women like to borrow other great women's glory. You know what I'm saying? You got women like Crystal in the chat, Crystal Light in the chat, and Take Heed to the Message. See, these women put in the work. You see what I'm saying? And what happens is, other women associate themselves with those women and say, guess what? If they're great, I'm great too. No, you're not. Men are the only ones who can't do that. I can't say, hey, you know what? Michael Jordan is great, so guess what? I'm great too. That don't make no sense. I can't dunk. You know what I'm saying? I can't borrow his athleticism. You see what I'm saying? I can't do none of that. But here's the thing. If I put in the work, you know what I'm saying? If I hit the gym, if I do what I have to do, there's a possibility that I can get better at who I am. They don't necessarily mean I'm going to be Michael Jordan someday, but you know what? I can get better at what I am. And I think a lot of times women like to steal other women's glory for their benefit, and then they like to advertise it as seen on TV, which is a lie. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I'm a good woman. How you a good woman? You got 6 baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? How you a good woman if you always fighting your man? How you gonna be a good woman if you got a side dude? You know what I'm saying? How you a good woman if you steal $20,000 from your man? How you a good woman if you talk back to your man for absolutely no reason? How you a good woman if you don't assist your man or whatever he needs you to do? You see what I'm saying? Quit borrowing other women's glory. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that, because we sure can't do it. And I think that's the problem today. Women want to say, well, man, find a wife. You ain't a wife, baby. You ain't put in the work. And I'm sorry. And I think men need to be more vocal when it comes to situations like this. And no, you're not. Show me your work. Ain't that what Kevin used to say? Show me your work. They ain't showing us nothing. I think that's the reason why guys are walking away. And that's the problem. But in this case, this young man saw something in Simone Biles. And he said, you know what? That's a wife right there. And I'm going to marry her. And she looked at him and she said, you know what? He's a husband and I'm going to marry him. And that's how it should go. Instead of two people being delusional, getting together and saying we're both deprived and ain't nobody putting no work in. That's the reason why the marriage don't last. You're stealing other people's glory for your benefit. And it's showing up because you're not being fruitful.
Now, and another thing people probably got jealous about is the fact Simone Biles is probably one of the most flexible women in the country. And I know this may sound funny, but that man could probably do anything he wants with that woman sexually. Just think about it. She could probably turn a cartwheel on it, triple back, lay up, split in the air, coming. I mean, she could. I mean, listen. So he has not only is he the prize. I mean, she's giving that man some. I'm guaranteeing she's fulfilling a lot of his fantasies.
All right. Let's have some
Okay.
class. Let's have some
Now,
class.
I'm just saying, Trey. I'm just
My
putting it out there.
goodness.
You know, I had to say it.
Let me tell you what we know about Simone Biles without even having to meet her. We know she's disciplined. Number one,
Come on.
to be at that level, to compete at that level. We know that she's dedicated. We know that she's committed. We know that she can take instruction because she has coaches. We know that she trains. There's a lot of positives with Simone Biles without even having spoken a word to her. I know some great things about her immediately. I say this all the time about fat people. I know a lot about you before you even open your mouth. I can look at you and I know some things about you. So when I look at Simone Biles, I know for a fact she's probably an exceptional, or is going to be over time, an exceptional wife because she can take instruction. She has a coach. She's been coached her entire life to be as great as she is. So in my mind, this was a no-brainer. The moment he swiped right and he connected with her, this was easy. This was easy. Oh, she liked me too? Bet. This is a done deal. This is a done deal. And she's accomplished. She's successful. She's well-spoken. Right. I have a hard time finding the flaw. I really have tried, and I am as harsh on women as anybody out here. I have tried to find the flaw in this woman, and I'm having a hard time finding it. I've never seen her do anything that was disrespectful of herself, of her team, of her country. I haven't even heard her curse. I have yet to find her. And to me, she has always epitomized a level of class and elegance, even when she's competing.
Yep.
She's a team player. When she sat out, she had the mental health thing she had going on. She was still there for her team, cheering her team on. I'm trying to find it. As far as I'm concerned, the answer that she gave to that question was expected. That's exactly what I would expect for her to say about her husband that she swiped on first, by the way. Because I don't know if you guys know how this works in that dating world. But whoever swipes first loses the leverage, by the way. I don't know if y'all know that. But she swiped on him first.
Whoa, wait a
I
minute.
do want to say this, though, about the women in the fake hair and the lashes and nails. Somebody lying out here. Somebody's lying. Because I've been to a ton of weddings. I go to a lot of dinner parties and functions, and I see wives with weaves, lashes, makeup, and nails. Somebody lying out here. That's all I'm gonna say. Because these are wives. These aren't girlfriends. These are wives with this stuff on.
Hey,
And,
Trey.
collectively as Black men, we're accepting it. We're allowing it. Maybe not the guys on this panel. I know YouTube has its own bubble, right?
Yeah.
The men,
Right.
everybody's rich and everybody's perfect here. But in the world,
over here, baby.
in the world, collectively as Black men, we're accepting this nonsense. We're accepting the weave, and we're accepting the lashes, and we're accepting the full face of makeup. We're accepting the overweight and the bad attitude. We're accepting it because I'm seeing it when I'm out in the real world here in the DMV. So somebody not telling the truth here.
Well,
Now,
Hey,
here's
Hey,
a lot of
I
men.
want to ask a follow up to Trey when I get a chance.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A lot of men are betas, and they don't say nothing to their wives. Their wives can come out, and their wives can look like kangaroos with cerebral palsy, and they won't say anything. They'll just they allow it, right? Because a lot of men are afraid. I know a young man right now who doesn't like a lot of things about his wife that she does, how she carries herself, and he won't say anything because he feels like she'll take the coochie away from him, right? And so a lot of men out here are just betas. They can't be honest with their women. They can't tell them the truth because they are letting vagina rule the land. They're letting it rule them.
and
right?
Black Men
So-
Unfiltered, they have
Yeah.
no idea that when they stand on their square, the last thing they're gonna have to worry about is getting some coochie.
Yep.
They have no idea how
Bars.
because they don't. I mean that woman might not go away, but other and I said it on This Might Be Risky today. I said you guys have a lot of people believe like that met me in various forms that the way I talk, they think that I don't talk the way I talk in my real life. I'll tell a woman quick, fast, in a hurry if you stink, if I don't like something, how to behave around me. And if you don't, your coochie ain't that goddamn important. Speaking of that, important coochie, do you know who value coochie or who don't value coochie? Women.
Yeah.
They don't place any value on their coochie. Look at who they pass it out to most of the time. If they felt that thing was that damn valuable, they wouldn't pass it out the way that they pass that shit out. And so a lot of times you're right that a lot of brothers out here, they are afraid, and they've been taught to be afraid. A woman ain't nothing to be afraid of. I'm not saying that you need to go in there like a King Konger every 5 minutes, but she ain't nothing to be afraid of. And if she want to walk, you got to let her walk. Don't matter how you feel about her. If she doesn't want to, you know, get on your program, so to speak, you don't have to do that.
Now, I want us to. Okay, go ahead.
Blackman Unfiltered, can you go ahead and get through those super chats for me?
Yeah, absolutely, my brother. All right, so we got some more super chats here. I think we stopped at kosher. Okay, here we go. We got kosher clinician again. Black men over-identify with their mothers and undervalue masculinity. Women now lack intrinsic worth to appease a masculine man. That's kosher clinician, man. Come on through, my brother. We got Eric Jordan with the 20 piece. Acknowledge me, RBN. Salute, good brother. Thank you so much, Eric Jordan, man. You've been acknowledged, my brother. Eric Jordan with a 2 piece says that's some overweight dinosaurs. He's talking about the picture that I put up. All right, we got Project Leroy, $2 says I'm great because of Michael Jordan's Marcus Jordan, right? Thank you for your $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Go ahead and show me the money. Show me the money, TJ.
Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
So I want to say this. I want to pause for just a second, guys, because our audience and our company is in the barbershop tonight, and I want to acknowledge somebody who says certain things. The first one I want to acknowledge, because the other person has a lot of messages, but Alex, who is a guy, who is a young man, he says, men are not the prize. Only a fool will think of himself as a prize. We're humans with failings and should all be on a journey to be better. I want you guys, whoever wants to go first, to acknowledge what Mr. Alex is saying. Trey, you could go first.
Yeah, Alex always has some nonsense to say most times. So this is not surprising that here. Do me a favor, Alex. 2024 is on the way. Let's just try to make some better comments in 2024. The fact of the matter is, I don't have a problem with either one being the prize. I put the definition of prize up. I personally think it's subjective. It is based on what you value the person to be. That's how I see it. Other people disagree with that. That's perfectly fine too. If they think that men are the prize, then men are the prize. If you think women are the prize, then women are the prize. I think the entire conversation personally is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. Personally, I think that at some point in time, you put a value on the person that you're with, and that person means something to you. You value them at a greater reverence or respect level than you would anybody else, which is why you're giving them the exclusivity. And if you want to put the word prize on that, then fine. I don't have an issue with that at all. It doesn't bother me. But I don't think that a person is a fool because they would label themselves a prize. If a woman says that she thinks that I'm the prize, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to live with it, and we're going to keep on rocking. I don't get it.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and jump in there, Mr. Bennett, or anybody else want to jump in on this? What Alex said, Hink. Let's get Hink first. Hink, what are your thoughts on Mr. Keaton's "Men are not the prize. Only a fool would think of himself as a prize"? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he's probably got that "Happy Wife, Happy Life" as a screensaver too. The slogan. So, hey man, congratulations to that brother. Good luck with that. And you'll continue to kowtow to whatever she says, whatever you want her to do, and you'll continue to do that, brother. Good luck. I'm not doing that shit. I don't understand, dude. Dudes need to stand up, man. Stop sitting down to pee. It's not what you built for, man. That dude need to come to the base about a couple weeks. About 2 weeks, I'll get him over there. I'm gonna change his mindset. I'm gonna change his mindset all the way. You come on to the basement, though. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
Damn,
get him right, man. I hate when I see stuff like this, man, because he wasn't taught right, man. Somebody didn't have a real conversation with him, like you said. He probably said and did everything to get some tail. You know what I'm saying? He did everything and all things just get some tail, and And fellas, a woman shouldn't move you like that. There's no way she should be moving you like that. You move how you move because you're a man. Why is a woman moving you like that? And the threat of a split? The numbers are in our favor. Why are we doing this? The odds are in our favor. Why are we doing this? You don't have to. Again, I tell you, I will leave you at the restaurant. I have no problem with that. Even my lady I'm dealing with now, I left her ass at a goddamn restaurant. I have no problem with that.
He did.
In there.
This is crazy, man. There's no way I would do this bullshit. There's no way I would deal with this shit. And you gonna sit there and accept that shit? Man, Lord be with you, dog.
Now,
let me go ahead. Let me chime in real quick.
Hold on, Arpain, before you go, because I want Hink to get it out.
I thought he was finished.
No, Alex Keaton said something, and then Easy Money came behind him.
Oh, Christ.
He needs to argue his point. I'm curious to see that.
Look at this dumb motherfucker.
So, Hink, did you want to address Easy Money, or did you want to go ahead and move on?
Nah, I mean, he's nobody I care to address, man. I see how he moves. He's no different. He takes the
You big dummy.
What you said? I mean, he takes the same stance. So I mean, I'll be wasting my time. Look, Easy Jones, you're more than welcome to come to the basement too. Give me about 2 weeks, and I can get you right too.
He ain't gonna be able to get up and down them steps.
He's still now I want to hop up to Arpain is here. I want Arpain.
I will be real quick, I promise. Listen,
that's what she said. Go ahead.
I mean, if your woman doesn't think you're the prize, then why is she with you? I mean, if you're the hypergamy of women, the things that they desire, the alpha man, and this, if she doesn't think you're the prize, I'm not really enamored with the term either, but if she doesn't think you're the guy, the prize, then why the hell is she with you? And then why the hell would she stay? You know, so I mean, the shit answers itself. You know, I mean, all the rest of this shit is just conversation, right? You know, so the guys who acquiesce to the bullshit, you know, they're the same guys who accept their wives, calling them partners. You know, we got an LLC and shit, you know. Well, fuck, you know, God damn it, guys, man. Let's, grab your goddamn dick, swing it a little bit once in a while, man. Shit. I'm done.
All right.
So you gotta let it dangle every now and then.
Every now and then. Dr. Steele, what are your comments on Alex's comment here? We want to make sure we address two people in our chat. And that was one of the things there. He said, and I quote, I want to bring it back up because I don't want to misquote Alex. He says, men are not the prize. Only a fool would think of himself as a prize. We're humans with failings and should all be on a journey to be better. What are your thoughts, Dr. Steele?
Well, again, I'm not very comfortable with using the word prize when it comes to relationships. But let me say this. You know, you got to make sure, any man or woman for that matter, got to make sure that he values himself. You know, before he sees value in somebody else. Now, what I mean by valuing, and I'm sorry for the noise in the background, but what we mean by valuing is basically having confidence with himself, because when you have that confidence can radiate, but he also has to be very careful because there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance. Okay. So you want to make sure when a man is confident, we want to make sure that, he's not arrogant about his stuff. I know that Jonathan Owens, when he said it was a catch, he didn't say it out of arrogance. He said it out of confidence. He said it because it was the truth. So when you talk about men can never be the prize, is he saying men can never be confident about himself? Really? That's all I got.
Appreciate
Let me
that.
piggyback off of that, Dr. Steele. Proverbs 23:7 says, "For as a man thinketh, so is he." What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a man having confidence in himself? You see what I'm saying? Especially if he's done the work. You know what I mean? It's like if you go into the gym and you say, "I'm going to go ahead and bench press 250." You work your way out to 250, and you come in the gym, and then you go in there and say, "Hey, I'm going to go lift this 250." And then somebody said, "What make you think you can do that?" And you look him dead square in his eye, "Because I've been doing it." And ain't nothing wrong with that. So if you put in the work, you should be able to do it. You should be able to say it. Ain't that what they say? It ain't bragging if you can do it. That's exactly what it is. And I think men need to get back to saying what it is that they can do. And as they say, put it on the wood. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say about that. You know,
the only thing I would follow up on, Lost, the only thing I would say is when you said, especially if you can back it up, only if you can back it up. That's the only
if
thing
you can back it up. Thank you,
That's
Mr.
the only
Bennett.
thing I would say. Not especially, only if you can back it up.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. You doggone right.
Yeah. Saying that you could pull the greatest female gymnast of all time, it's not bragging because he did it. He married her.
Absolutely. Hey, can I ask Trey a question? Because I like what you were saying about Simone, but do you think that part of that discipline and all the things that you talked about, I think a lot of this has to also do with what she's disciplined in, because a lot of that same principle I don't think carries in other disciplines. Like if you look at female gymnasts, they're made to look and act feminine. The way they walk out, the way they present themselves, their routines are such where femininity is an aspect of the overall performance, not that you can do the flips and all the other stuff. Whereas if you were to take that same discipline, let's say if she was a basketball player, you might come out with somebody who's actually a bit more masculine because of that discipline. So, you know, like there's a lot of those attributes, if you put them in other places, women just think that they're just, you know, it just doesn't hit different. But with a gymnast or other disciplines, I think that quality is more amplified there than it would in every. I don't know if that same thing could be applied everywhere else. What do you think about that?
I think what you're talking about is more culture, right? The culture of basketball is probably a little bit more masculine. So yeah, if she wasn't playing basketball, she's probably, because female basketball has a tendency to sort of mirror male basketball, right? But female gymnastics doesn't necessarily mirror male gymnastics, right? At all. So when I'm talking about discipline, I think that both, because they're athletes, and anybody who's been an athlete, you're just disciplined, right? I think that if she played basketball, she would probably still be the same. She would still have the same discipline. But I do agree with you to a point that the culture in female gymnastics, it is about being feminine. I have a 5-year-old daughter. We've already got her started in tumble tots and tumbling and all that stuff. And you're right. There is a sort of a femininity there. Even the male coaches, if you know what I mean, right? Like there's an air of femininity there. You know what I mean? So I do agree with you. But what I mean by her discipline is that she's not going to be afraid to sacrifice to get to another level, right? Because she's already done it. I can't imagine what she's gave up, you know, wanting to go hang out with her friends on the weekend and do the things that normal teenage kids and normal young 20-year-olds would want to do. She had to sacrifice that because she had to go be the best in the world. And I think that type of discipline is different. And I think what's happening is, and I wrote this in the chat, Black women are looking at her and going, is that what it's going to take to get a baller? I got to be an elite level gold medal gymnast to pull a football player. And it's not necessarily that you have to be that. It's what all the attributes that she brings along with it that you may have to be, which is mostly what most men are looking for: the discipline, right? The being able to be trained and being able to be coached and those things, being able to take direction, right? Those are things that a lot of men are looking for. But the discipline level, I just think what you're speaking of is more so about culture. And because I played basketball in high school, and I had a girlfriend that played. She played on the women's team, on the girls' team, and she had her moments when she was masculine because she played with the boys.
Right, but like I said, I see in other disciplines, like, you know, if you're have that kind of discipline, you could have that as a homemaker, for example. And I think that would certainly make a woman more appealing or attractive to a potential husband. But in a lot of these other disciplines, it's like that environment makes them in a lot of ways more masculine, because oftentimes you're competing, especially, against sexes and whatnot. So I don't, so all those attributes that you said, that if she has all those things, and these other disciplines, they sacrifice also. But at the end, they don't come out being, desired as wives, so to speak. They just, a lot of that, I don't need no man come out like you go to law school or whatever. They don't come out necessarily having an attitude like, like, okay, I'm ready to be a wife now. Now it's the outcome of all that sacrifice and discipline and all the things that they went after is, well, I don't need a guy because I can do this on my own. It just seems like in certain spaces, it just seems like that discipline produces better outcomes, especially if you want to be a wife. Whereas in other ones, it just makes you more.
Let me say this, because sometimes it has to do with the sport, right? I had an opportunity to meet Dominique Dahl. She's married, right? And she was a very good gymnast,
Yes,
right?
she was.
What I've noticed, and a lot of these female gymnasts do actually wind up getting married down the line, right? What I've noticed is that if the woman has a tendency to play or compete in a sport where there's no teammate to lean on, they have a tendency to be a little bit more humble, right? Golf, tennis, right? They're a little bit more humble because there's nobody to blame. You can't blame your teammate. If you didn't win the gold medal, it's because you didn't win the gold medal. There's nobody else to really blame. So there's a level of humility there. I think that also helps. I know for me, being a single man, I find humility extremely attractive. So I think that by them having to rely on themselves and nobody else, they have this level of humility. I think that's also another quality that probably Simone has, that he also found attractive, is that for as popular as she is, she was probably quite humble.
Mr. Bennett, I'm gonna chime in on that. Mr. Bennett, I think what we're missing here is that Simone Biles is an athlete. So that means she understands that to be the best in the world, you got to put in the work. And I think that's probably the reason why she respects her husband so much, is because she realizes that he has to put in a certain level of work to be in the NFL, let alone just play football. You see what I'm saying? So when a woman respects what you do and the hard work that you do, it makes it easier for her to respect you. Now, my thing is this: I see a problem where we have a lot of women who have never put in the work, but have the unmitigated gall to criticize somebody who's been doing the work. And I think that's the imbalance that we have today.
Fellas, you mind if I ask y'all something right quick?
Yeah, and then TJ, get your questions ready, my brother. I want TJ to get in here with his questions for because he's streaming tonight too, so I want to make sure he gets in and any questions he has. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay, just a quick. Do you think that Simone Biles exemplifies what a Proverbs 31 woman is?
I would say yes.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
I would say to be determined, but
I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Way down in there, there's a piece that people miss, and it's in his heart. Does he safely trust her? There's not a lot of men who trust their wives. You know what I'm saying? This guy has the confidence in his wife because of who she is, because of what she does. You see what I'm saying? And the killing part about it is she doesn't use her accomplishments as a means, as a crutch to say, look what I've done. No. She said, that's what I have done. This is what I'm looking forward to doing. I'm looking to serve my husband. That's a huge difference. And I would say yes. I would say yes. And she does not bring ruin to kings because she always has something good to say. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the jury's still out, but she's on a hell of a good start.
Yeah, and the jury's still out because she's still alive. But the truth of the matter is, I have seen nothing from Simone Biles that says that she doesn't fit the bill of what could be a virtuous woman. And the other fact is, sometimes we get the word virtue twisted with the word virgin, and I don't think we should do that. That's not what it is. But virtuous is more than that. It's who you are as a person. And I mean, she just hasn't put any receipts out there. She's not perfect, but she's a good wife. She could be a good wife, and I think she wants to be a good wife. That's why she was willing to come after this guy, and he was lucky that she did that. And his story is his story, but they, like you said, they're both kind of prizes to each other, and I hope they do well. I mean, I'm just praying they do well. So,
yeah. Dr. Steele, that's a great question. I don't know. I feel like I would have to know her a little bit more personally to be able to determine whether or not she's a Proverbs 31 woman. But I will tell you this, though. I do consider her to be in the top tier. I consider her to be in the same tier as Savannah James, Hannah Jeter, Pauletta Washington when it comes to the celebrity stuff. It's in the way that they handle themselves, right? I mean, you guys can go try and look. I can't find a video of Simone twerking. I can't.
Come on.
I tried looking for it. I can't find it. I can't find a video of Simone bringing shame to her family or disrespecting herself. I can't see it. I can't find a picture of her. I think the skimpiest thing she's ever worn is while she's competing. I think that's the most scantily clad she's ever been.
But that's the uniform, baby.
Right, and that's just the uniform. So I put her on a level of, and Lit said it. I don't believe that she's ever going to make Jonathan look bad. She's only going to make him look good. She's doing it right now. That could have went left. It could have went left quick, and it would have been a PR nightmare, right? But she didn't. She stood on business. Yes, he's the prize. He's the catch. I chased him. Y'all got a problem with it? That's y'all problem, not mine. They also gave her hell about her wedding. Remember, her wedding wasn't expensive enough. She didn't spend enough money. Remember, her dress was like $100. They gave her hell about that. And she said her shoes were $15. Her shoes were $15. And she stood on business about that too. Why am I spending money on this? So as far as I've seen her, Dr. Steele, from what I've seen, she is top tier. Whether or not she's Proverbs 31, I would need a little bit more information though.
Trey, what do you think of Serena? Would you put her on that top, or how would you look at her?
No.
I'm just curious.
I wouldn't put Serena, but I will say this though. I don't have any issues with Serena Williams. But who she married is an issue for me. I'll leave it at that.
Come on. TJ, go and add to the if you have any questions, because I know you're streaming. Shout out to
No, I'm not streaming. I'm shouting out Almanize. She's gonna be streaming after you get done.
Okay, cool. So you have any questions you want to ask to the panel?
I do have a question because I've been kind of thinking about this. How in the world do we convince our women that what Simone Biles has done is the way to do it? Because I think at this point she's had her Black History Program invitation rescinded by the sisterhood. You know, they don't want to honor her at the Image Awards anymore because of this. Because she had the audacity to Oprah kicked her out of the Book of the Month Club, all of that, because she said her husband was a prize. But how do we convince our woman? I don't believe that they have to do exactly what Simone Biles did. But how do we convince our women that moving in that behavior is in their best interest to get what they want? All of our women, despite their fuckery, keep saying they want a husband, they want a long-term relationship, they want to carry somebody else's name, but they're not producing. How do we get them to understand that might be the route to go?
I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna do it.
Real quick, my brother TJ. I want you to acknowledge your question is amazing. I want you to acknowledge what Easy Money just said. Easy Money said she's wearing bathing suits. It's on her IG. Now shame her as the Jezebel she is. So now you got even men who are putting themselves in the women category and they're rejecting her card as well. So what would you say to that? Then we can answer his question. Go ahead, TJ. I want you to address that.
About men rejecting Simone Biles because she's in her what?
Look at the screen right here. She's wearing bathing
swimsuit. We're talking about swimsuits.
Yeah.
Come on, Easy Money. You're gonna have to come stronger than that, brother.
Yeah.
Easy. You have no room to talk about bathing suits, my man.
Look,
have you seen yourself in a Speedo, dude?
Look, I just Googled Simone Biles images. The only images of this woman is either in her uniform or some type of evening gown. I ain't seen a single bathing suit, tight this, that, or nothing. Even standing next to her dude, there's nothing. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
So we want to answer TJ's question. TJ, recite your question, and then everybody here can answer it. Whoever wants to jump in can answer it first. Go ahead, TJ.
How do we convince our women to go of the way of Simone Biles?
I'm gonna tell
for
you
their
how.
Best interest. They want this.
I'm gonna tell you how. You be the best man that you can be. and you start selecting more Simone Biles. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? You edify that woman every time something come out of her mouth. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, look, she is an example of what a woman should be. You know what I'm saying? And if we start casting our gaze on those type of women, and they start ignoring the boss bays and the sisterhood chicks, and they start getting a little bit lonely, and they'll start being extra sassy every time a man got something to say. Yeah, like I said earlier, they're gonna be subscribing to the Kitty Litter of the Month Club by the time they get to about 50, 60 years old. And then after that, it's a wrap. Let them go down out. You know what I'm saying? And we just need to select and vote with our will, and then just put those women up where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? Saying, hey, this is how it should be done. And you know what's going to happen? Women like Simone Biles are going to turn around and say, you know what? These are the men that you really need to be with. You see how they edified me because I did what I was supposed to do? These are the good men you should be with. And that's how you handle business. And that's how you stand on business.
Now, Nissa says she's with Easy Money, with her being wearing swimsuits, and she's a Jezebel. So I need to shame her for being a Jezebel. So Anissa says she's with that. She agrees with Easy Money. I think Easy Money.
Hey, good. That's two women in agreement. That's good.
I just wanted to jump in on the
black women in agreement. Congratulations.
Oh man, but I just wanted to get in. I'm just your question, brother TJ. I think it's just wrong off the rip when you use the word convince. There's an old quote that says, "A man convinced against his will is still of the same opinion." Still, so we can't. To Lawson's point, you can't convince anybody. Selection will either some people are going to learn, and a lot of them are not. So I totally agree with Lawson that we need to pick better, choose better. But as far and if they don't get the message, there's nothing you can do for people. So I think we need to get out of the convincing business. It's just a waste of time.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett.
Let me piggyback right off of that, because that's what I was going to say too. That whole word convince, get that job. You know, I used to work for the government, and we worked on RFPs, and then we had to discriminate between one contractor from another. And they had these terms called discriminators. If you have to convince a woman to do something fundamental, that eliminates her. You got to look for somebody else. So I think we as black men spend too much time convincing people who don't want to be convinced. And then we get lost in the weeds because we're looking for we see that woman, and with all her flaws, that's why so many brothers will overlook all those flaws, because they can't convince her to do anything else, but they also have a scarcity mindset that if they don't get her, they can't get nobody. And that's, you know, like, we're the gatekeepers of marriage, and we are accountable for who we let in to our purview. It's kind of like a vampire. They can't bite you unless you let them in the house willingly. So all I'm just trying to say is we need to get to that. And more men need to get to that. I mean, I've done it, but I was so young, I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. It's just being on these damn YouTube streets gave me kind of focus on how I was living back then. So anyway, but the fact is, we can't convince women to do anything. We got to be willing to let them go. Period.
Yeah, that's hard for a lot of brothers, because I said it over and over again. I think Hink even said it from time to time. They're just scared, man. They a lot of brothers, for all the tough talk, they walk around in fear. They walk around in fear of a lot of stuff. And so,
TJ, here's my thing. Why should they be afraid to walk away? Because they damn sure ain't afraid to walk away from us. They would disqualify us just because you ain't 6 feet tall. They'll disqualify us just because you don't make 6 figures. You see what I'm saying? They'll disqualify us because you light skinned. You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that.
I don't know why brothers are afraid. You know,
I have no idea.
You know, I'm overweight and ugly, and I ain't scared to walk away from no broad, and I ain't never had an ugly broad.
I'll tell you why, TJ. I'll tell you why. Because I'm a product of a single mother, and there's no father in the home. And there's some sort of rites of passage with fathers and sons when it comes to women and girls. And I had this with my uncle, so this is how I can understand him. My uncle didn't have a son, so I was his de facto son. Mm-hmm. There's conversations that you guys have with your sons when y'all are in the car, when y'all are on your way to football games and basketball games. These are the things nobody ever talks about. These conversations are really where y'all sort of mold them and how to deal with women, how to talk to women, how to not be afraid of women, how it's a numbers game, how to deal with rejection. There's a lot of gems that come out of these small, tiny little conversations that really nobody really pays any attention to, that you fathers have with your sons, that sort of shape and mold them. And when we don't have the dads around, these conversations are not being had. So now we get a bunch of young men, and I have a younger 20-year-old cousin that are afraid to approach women, that are afraid to talk to women because they don't want to be rejected. He doesn't want to get his feelings hurt because he was raised by a single mom, and all he's been taught is about his feelings and emotions and that they matter, right? And so she's going to hurt my feelings. She doesn't like me, she's going to hurt my feelings. And I don't want to feel that because that's how I was raised, right? So there's a lot of that going on. I think at some point in time, we got to accept the fact that the missing link here is the father in the home, which then would push out men who understood that she ain't always gonna say yes, and that you are going to get rejected more times than you get accepted. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. He has missed more three-pointers than he has made. People don't understand that concept. He's missed more than he's made. You're going to miss more than you make, but I think that's where fathers step in. Fathers will be able to tell you, hey, you're going to miss more of these than you're going to make. But in your particular case, when it comes down to finding a wife, you only need one. So I think that has a lot to do with it. The idea of being able to convince women, I don't know that we're going to be able to convince them. I honestly think the feminism machine is too strong at this point. It's gathered too much momentum, and it's going downhill with no brakes at this point, in my opinion. I'm not sure that we can change the way the women think upstairs. I think it would be behoove us to spend more time on the men and explain to them that these women are unacceptable. I had a cousin who showed up with a girl. I was cordial to her, but she had purple weave in, she had long lashes, and she had long nails that had like little bows on the tip of the nails. When he was done, he said his goodbyes. The first thing I said to him was, "Get rid of her." That's exactly what I said. Those are my 3 words. Get rid of her. He asked why. I said she doesn't fit what we do here in our family. Our family is classy. I didn't even know what a weave was until I got to high school because none of the women in my family ever wore one. I didn't know nothing about it. She doesn't fit what we do here. You have to get rid of her. I think when we get to that point where we start to teach these young men that a lot of these women, they don't fit the standard. And here is the standard, because I think a lot of them are looking for the standard. They don't know what the standard is because dad didn't teach them the standard. So we have to step in and say, hey, this is the standard. I had to do it for my little cousin. And now he's dating women that are much better, much better.
So I know Hink got to go. Hink, what are your final thoughts on, before you leave, about what TJ's question was?
I don't think I heard TJ's question. I'm sorry, TJ. Could you repeat your question?
Shit, I forgot the goddamn question. Oh, I was.
How do you convince?
Look, I keep telling y'all I'm an old man. I be having these old man moments, boy. Shit. I was saying, how do we convince these women to go to do somewhat what Simone Biles did? Maybe not exactly. How do we convince them that might be in their best interest?
Well, TJ, I'm not trying to convince every woman. The only thing I would need to do is we need to convince our daughters, nieces, cousins, family members. I'm not trying to convince every woman, because we know that's not going to work. I can't go out here and convince some stranger, hey, ma'am, you need to do this and this in order to achieve the goals that, Simone Biles did. She going to cuss me straight out. Say, what the hell you know? Cool, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to try to save these heifers. They don't need to be saved not by him. They need to be saved by their fathers, their grandfathers, their great-grandfathers, their uncles, and some male in the family maybe to help them out. Hopefully, they had elder sisters around, elder women around to teach these women. I say it all the time. Elder women need to be teaching these younger women. Elder men need to be teaching and educating these younger men, and the elder women need to be teaching these younger women. That's how it should be. As far as me going to, I'm not. I'm gonna educate my daughter. I'm gonna educate cousins, family members, nieces, and all of that. Those are the ones I'm going to reach out to and say, hey, it's not a bad game plan she did. It's not a bad. Look, if you want something, you got to go out there and fight. Simone Biles was a competitor. So she had no problem with competing for a man, because that's exactly what she did. Because she had that competitive instinct in her blood, in her heart. She came up as a competitor. So she knows if I want something, I got to go out there and fight for it. I got to compete. I got to win it. And if it means I got to do what's the girl, Monica Harden, and take a heifer out by her goddamn knees in order to get what I need, I will do that.
Yeah, you going back, man.
He went back
It
to
happened.
Nancy
Shout
Kerrigan.
out to the
and
Ice
Tina
Tigers,
Harden.
baby.
Good gracious.
Shout out to them
I got a
kneecaps.
short story for you.
Hey, Hank, can I ask you a question before you leave? Because I think you bring up a
Hold
good
on,
point
Trey.
about that.
I got a short story for Hank. Okay, before you leave, Hank.
Uh-huh.
You just said something. We got to talk to our daughters. I got one child and I got a daughter. She's 9. She just turned 9 a couple weeks ago. So for her 9th birthday, I took her to the Mall of America, right? And the hell I do that for? But I took her to the Mall of America, and she wanted to get her ears pierced, and they already pierced. She wanted a second set of ear piercing. I told her no. This little girl, and I'm trying not to be, disrespectful to my daughter, but this little girl had a whole fucking temper tantrum in the middle of the gallery at the goddamn Mall of America. And I found out real quick at 9 years old that I was in trouble as a father, because she started screaming, "My body, my choice. My body, my choice." My fucking 9-year-old. I know where this shit's coming from, So first of all, I had to stop the screaming. So when I got to talk to my daughter, I actually bend down to her level, get in her eye, and I had to tell her straight up, "Baby, you don't understand. Dad will fucking stomp you out right here in the middle of Mall of America." I hated to tell my daughter that, but had that been my son, it wouldn't have been no warning. He just would have got stomped out. I'm just saying.
I'm with you on that, partner.
Out. So I actually ended up removing her from that. We left. I got back to the hotel room, and then I had my daughter got her own room and shit. So had to get some time to gather my senses. So bring her back over to the room, and I told her, I said, "Baby, let me tell you something." And I said, "I don't know how much influence that." I was going to be perfectly honest with you, baby. I don't know how much influence I have over you, but let me tell you something. There's a reason why Dad is bringing you to the Mall of America and your mama not. I said, there's a reason why you got weekly hair appointments. My daughter don't get no that crap. It's all done. There's a reason why you taking cello lessons. That's all Dad provided. As you grow up, Dad's resources come with conditions. And your attitude and your behavior will determine what Dad does, and that's going to determine what kind of life you live. There's a difference between what Dad can provide and what your mom provides. And I said, "Baby, I don't want to have to make you learn that lesson at 9 years old."
Well, look, the first thing you did was you did right by it, because if you're going to embarrass me, I'm going to embarrass you back. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to embarrass you on spot, because I'm not going to wait till now. If I was going to spank you, then I wouldn't spank you on the spot. But I'm going to definitely have a stern conversation right you on the spot, because you're not going to embarrass me, and I don't think you're going to get some of this embarrassment right back. We're not doing this. And 9 years old, you're way too old to be having hissy fit right here. Yeah, we're not doing that shit. So you did right by that. And like you said, you did right by calming down, cooler heads prevail, and having that conversation, because there's no need you having it right in there, because it probably would have went all the way left. It might have been small security rolling up on you, and even question if you is even the father. You know what I'm saying? And so you did right by that, brother. So yeah. But you definitely got to address that for sure. And you did what you needed to do.
Hey, here's my question. My question is,
you gotta have with your daughters, and I hated the fact that I had to have that conversation that young with her. And I know I'm gonna have to revisit this because she's 9. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, she now needs to know there's a difference. Her mama can't get her fucking Lucky Charms, most of the damn time. And my daughter believes that all of the comforts and the trinkets and the accessories and the luxuries that she gets, she believes all that crap comes from her mama, and it doesn't.
So does her mother get that same mindset?
I said I know where it came from.
Damn.
Here's my thing, man.
You got your hands
right
full.
around 9 years old. Right around 9 years old, little girls develop this thing where they learn how to manipulate. And you got to check that in the bud.
That shit come long before 9.
I'm just saying they good at it.
Long before 9.
They get good at it at 9. That's when they start getting vocal.
Oh, they refined
you know what I'm saying?
At 2 years old.
Refined at 9.
Yeah.
At 2 years old, it starts.
Yeah.
Fellas,
yeah.
I was stunned.
My 5-year-old daughter, man, I've had to look at her mother and go, "Did you see what she just did? Did you see what she just did?" And she's like, even her mom is like, "Yeah, I think I see it now." I'm like, "Yeah." At 5, she's getting good at manipulation, especially because me and her mom are together. She's already learning how to play the two of us against each other.
Yeah. Trey, what was your question? I was gonna say I get correct.
No, you were speaking about the elder women counseling the younger women, and I completely agree with you. How do we deal with the borrowed trauma though? Because a lot of the elder women put that trauma on the younger women, and these younger women they've never dealt with that. And so they're borrowing this trauma, thinking that all men are bad and all men are abusive, and they've never even come across that type of man in their lifetime.
Well, no, those type of women don't need to be teaching no goddamn body. They need to be learning themselves.
Nobody.
They need to be in a class along with the younger women, getting that same teaching and education. If they going like that, if they got that mindset, that trauma, they need to be in a class too. They need to be enrolled in the Zoom meeting too. They need to be online learning too. It shouldn't be some elder woman who's crazy and lost her goddamn man mad because her baby daddy's in jail and her other baby daddy is a deadbeat and the other baby daddy is just deceased. No. She shouldn't be teaching me shit. Not things I really want to carry on. Maybe she could teach me how to avoid bullshit like what she's going through. That's the only thing she can teach me. Other than that, she could teach me nothing. She needs to be learning in the same class as that young woman, getting that knowledge from a woman who's emotionally, mentally in a good place, in a successful marriage, in a successful relationship. That's who needs to be teaching the class, not these crazy heifers.
Yeah, because I mean, you hear a lot of times, like when I go out on dates, you'll hear them talking about marriage, and I'd be like, "You've never been married." You know what I mean? Like they start talking about the men. I'm like, "This has never happened to you." I'm like, "Where'd you get this from?" Well, my grandmother told me because she was married for 55 years, and granddaddy was like this, and I'm like, "But that's not a representation of all the men." Like, you know what I mean? Like she just took all that trauma from her grandmother, and now she's carrying it around with her.
But you know what, Trey? It's like I said earlier. Women borrow other people's glory and they steal each other's trauma. That's what they do.
That's true.
I will say this real quick because I like to get in with the audience whenever I can. Easy Money Jones is being the simp that he is. Easy Money said the funniest thing about this space is how much black women are what do you say? Denigrated for makeup and wigs, but non-black women do the same and get a pass. Don't say nothing yet, guys. He went on to say, white women are the biggest market for fake hair, makeup, and no one in this space shames them. You're a damn lie. And I just pulled up the statistics here. Matter of fact, the Griot did an expose on who spends the most weave. Now I'm going to read this to you. I should pull up on the screen, but I'm not going to spend too much time on you. It says here, the increase in hair care for black women has gone global. They say black women spend 9 times more on weave and eyelashes and other beauty products other than any ethnicity in the world. 9 times more. So it's a $10 billion industry that black women are investing in every year. That's what it is.
This is the thing, though. Let's just be for real about it. What a lot of these black women do is they get real hair. They're not getting synthetic. They'll tell you that synthetic shit stink and all the other bullshit they say. So most of them, the market is real hair. Where are they getting that from? Is they getting it from other black women?
No, India.
India.
No. And I advise everybody to go watch the documentary Hair, where they show these women are manipulated. Some of these women are brainwashed in religious practices to shave their heads, and they get the hair, process it, and then you'll see Sheikah Shay wearing it to the club next Saturday.
Now, understand this too. It was a couple of years ago, and what was happening was that they had another. It was a documentary on this hair shit, right? And they were talking about black women having maggots in their hair, right?
Oh my God!
In their hair, and what it came down to was that the hair was being shaved off of. Guess what, y'all? Dead women. They were off of dead women from other countries. So
you know what?
When we talking about this in Easy Money, listen, you are authentically a troll at this point right now, brother, because what you're talking about is crazy as hell. You can go to your local Walmart anywhere in the United States and you look at all the black women and you can pick out every one of them. I guarantee it's very few of them that have their own hair on top of their head. It is a mental thing. I don't give a damn what anybody say. It's a mental thing to put somebody else's follicles on top of yours. That's just like if we was going around wearing other people's drawers. That's what it comes down
JT, I assume the only exception to that rule if somebody has cancer, right?
Man, listen.
Everybody ain't goddamn cancer.
Alopecia. Listen, come on, alopecia. You can't put cancer. Let me tell you why. Because they try to pull this shit on men. They say, well, men be wearing hair. It's because there's a purpose. Because they don't have hair. Y'all got hair, and y'all putting somebody else's hair on top of your hair. The reason why your hair is bald.
JT, hurry up. I got something for him. Yeah, go ahead.
The reason why your hair is bald is because of what, y'all? Because you keep putting other shit on your head. Glue. You got you put stitches in your hair, you braid it and stitch the shit up.
It just gone.
Nah, JT, it starts much earlier than that. It's when they were kids, when they were teenagers.
Yep.
The destruction of their hair is started when they were younger. Much younger.
Oh yeah, that's 2-year-olds we're weaving their hair right now.
I understand. We've never.
man, Chris Rock's documentary on good hair, they were showing that.
Men never had a problem because women been wearing wigs for a very, very long time. If you look at the Motown shit, all those women had wigs and stuff like that. But if you saw those women in their everyday life, guess what they ain't got on? No damn eyelashes and no goddamn wigs. They were doing it for showmanship. These women, it's a religion for them now. They get up. It's men right now that have admitted they have never seen their wives' real hair. They ain't never seen their wife real skin. They got cake. They got all kind of other things on their head. We ain't never had a problem with a woman enhancing her beauty, but she's hiding her beauty because she's putting everything other than what she have naturally on her fucking face, all on her scalp. And then they got the nerve to put a fucking hat on top of the damn hair hat. What kind of shit is this?
JT, this boy just said, let me tell you what he said. He said, I see more black women with natural hair where I'm at. You must be, you know what? This nigga must be on the south side.
You can't even go to Africa and see more natural hair. What the
come
fuck?
On, it's cap. It's cap. And then he's going to say, I see more white women with weaves and color wigs than black women. Stop.
Those are
shit. Stop.
The alphabet people.
Let me tell you something. I'm not even going to talk about that right there.
Bro.
I don't even have to. Let me tell you something. I don't even have to.
Thank you, RB.
I don't even have to put that shit out there. What he's saying is straight up lies.
Lies.
It's all fucking lies.
Shit.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all what the problem is.
Hey, you gotta ask EZ. Did he get a new cape for Christmas? Did you get a new cape for Christmas?
I argued this point with some of my family members. I said, if you walk around here every day of your life with weave on, red lipstick, and 8 layers of cement on your face, you don't love your fucking self. We do love ourselves. We just want to look pretty. No. You don't, because let me ask you this. And I asked them this because I'm unfiltered. I got to say what it is. If I went to the damn sex store and bought a scrap on and put on some gray sweats and let that motherfucker swing Dick Louis 12 inches down my fucking leg, swinging in them sweatpants, and you like, damn, he can get it. And when I got you in the hotel room, I said, let me take the strap off real quick. You'll be like, what the fuck? Right? It's the same thing with this fucking weave. You have a human condom on your head. Listen, you have hair on your head that another woman died with. You had hair on the head that another woman has worn. You had hair on the head that a woman that laid on her back, she probably was a prostitute. And if you can get sperm in your body in this state, can imagine how you gluing these other women's follicles in your fucking head. It's crazy. I would
Baby,
rather
can I
you
ask you
look
a question?
hold on, man. I would rather you look like Mr. Bennett. Then while I'm in it, then the look what had that fucking weave on that.
Speak for yourself.
Straight out of Wakanda.
Speak for yourself.
Straight out of Wakanda.
Hear me out. Serious question.
You looking at the same? You looking at the same Mr. Bennett I'm looking at?
No, I'm talking about his bald head, fool.
Okay.
I'm saying I would rather you be yourself. If you look like a damn, if you look like a damn, with a raccoon with cancer, it's okay. Just show me the raccoon. Don't come out here with this weave down your. I can't do it. That's just
But man, it would be a purpose if they were bald, starting out bald. Just like what Grooming was saying when he brought up the whole thing with cancer, right? Ain't nobody talking about nobody with no damn cancer. We talking about a damn woman that got hair on top of her head. My whole thing was this. Why isn't it that you have all other nationalities wearing Black women's natural follicles?
It ain't worth shit. And if you go watch the documentary, on a documentary that they went to the Arab man, they said, "Would you like to buy some black hair?" He said, "Oh no, not worth anything. It ain't worth shit."
So that's fuck. I can understand other people. I'm talking about our own people would say that there's no value in it. If you had a wig and you put some weave in your hair and it looked like what came out of your damn skull, it'll be different. We wouldn't even be having a problem with that. They overdid it. You're putting on straight blonde hair. That
You know what's
shit
funny
look-
about that? You know what's really funny? If you go to a salon, each woman's talking shit about each other. Like, look at this fucking bitch with one fake hair, yada. I'm like, look at it. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now?
Let me ask you a question. Over there. Oh, let me ask you a question. Over there in Greece, do you see over there Greek women with baby afros on their heads over there?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah,
Man,
we don't fucking do the highlight. I don't need to get my phone to go.
It's just embarrassing, bro.
It don't even be afros, bro. It don't even have to be afros. Think about this. In the 80s and the 90s, bro, Black women, they had that style dog that was dope. When they had it feathered with the symmetric A, they had it long on one side. On the other side, it was cut and feathered up and all of that shit. It was a done deal when you had women that was actually looking like that. It looked like they came out of their skull. That's the problem we have. Now they got
I don't want it.
inches.
Even if it look real, I don't want it. Even if it look real, I don't want it. I don't want it. Because you know what the difference is? It's fucked up that black men, you know what? If you took four cultures of people, 4 ethnicities of people, and you took them with their wives to a pool party, it's a fucking shame that all our women sitting on the side in goddamn chairs, and these fucking Hispanic, Asian, all of them out there with coming out the water doing this shit.
I thought it was called wet and wavy.
Come on,
it's just wet.
Hey, y'all know I'm not lying, man. I ain't getting no water. You know what they be doing? I ain't getting no water. If your head itching, that means if your head itching, it's dirty. Wash that shit.
I probably would feel a little bit better.
There's no reason that my lock should be longer than your fucking hair.
I probably would feel a little bit better if I see Asian women in China and India. They all had Afro wigs. I feel a lot better if I see people, other people.
That's what Edward Gilbert said. He said Asian women are getting afros now, man.
So watch this. You would see the young men, and especially in like Korea or China, they will get their hair blown out, permed, right? So they can get their hair to look like us. They will wear the beards and all of that shit so they can look like us. They will cut their hair short so they can look like us. right? But you don't see it the other way with our women. Our women are looking, they don't, man, you can't tell. If you see them from the back, you couldn't tell them from a goddamn white woman. You couldn't tell the difference until they turn their ass around and you be like, God.
You look at that ass and tell.
Right, exactly. And like Easy Money just said, white women
No,
go to the
white
Caribbean.
girls got ass now too.
Yeah,
Asian
sure the hell do. Come on
He
now.
wouldn't know he don't go outside, JT.
Now I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell y'all
man.
this. Easy
Shit.
Money said the white
his
women go to
avatar
the
does go out.
Caribbean. He said the white women go to the Caribbean and get and come back with cornrows. Yes, but it's they fucking hair. That's the difference. They go and get their hair done. They're not getting sister Dada Maswadaba from India hair. They're not. They're doing their own goddamn hair. I don't want to argue this point with Easy Money, bro.
But gentlemen, you know what? One of the real things is we're not really talking about the real issue that so many Black women have psychological issues about inferiority complexes about the way they look. That's the shit that studies need to be done on. It's not. I don't give a shit who they think they're doing this shit.
It has our pain.
Not enough.
No, our pain. It's showing 65% of women on some type of mental medication. Look the shit up.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is the root cause of that. I mean, we could trace a lot of that back. Again, they're trying to appeal to a demographic, subconsciously, unconsciously, maybe, that they were brought here for, especially American Black women. So I mean, that shit makes a lot of fucking sense to me now. Because when they got here, every other woman in every other culture, they were here and they were in it with their men, right? Our women got here. They weren't here for Black men. They came here to be breeders so they could sell their children. And we couldn't really create any families back then. And so we had to cobble that shit together once freedom came. But that doesn't change mindset because the times change with the laws. So I think there's a lot of lingering shit that still exists based on that inferiority thing. Because as far as they're concerned, and we've been on these panels, how many Black women do we have to hear say that their apex man is a white boy?
But,
I mean, let's I'm just saying,
Let me say this, Arpain, real quick. You can say what you want to say about the Kardashians. Let's just take Kim, for instance.
Right.
I know Kim. I know they talk about how fake she is, fake booty, all this, like she got put together like a Lego set in a Minnesota basement. I don't care. What I mean, when Kim Kardashian go get her hair done and women drug her, Black women drug her, oh, this bitch that went got cornrows. Man, Kim Kardashian looks sexy as hell with them fucking braids. And I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't give a damn what nobody say. It's because it's her hair and it's going down her fucking back. And Kim Kardashian looks amazing with them damn braids in her head. And instead,
Black man, you wrong as shit. Them girls, they the fakest motherfuckers.
I just said that, but I'm telling you something. I work with a young lady right now, hadn't had her hair done in 6 months. The last time she had her, she said, I'm probably gonna wait till April to take this hair out. I said, baby, how long the hair been in your head? She said, you remember when I first got the hair put in my head? When was it?
Easter.
She said, August. I said, bitch, I'm sorry, ma'am. You said you had this hair in your head since August. So, and you ought to see it. It's little afros that grew up between the parts. I mean, I put it on my kids. It's afros and grew up between the parts. And she just come in every day and she just slick that shit back with some gel and put a little thing over it to cover her edges. I'm looking at her like, damn. And she said her birthday. I said, when her birthday's in April. She said, the hair that I want, it's gonna cost me $600. So I'm just trying to save it. I don't want you to take it down.
$600?
Yes,
Listen,
yes.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is.
They call it
TJ told them they look good this weed. That's what it is. It's TJ fault.
They call it an installment. They got it.
TJ, you like the weed,
Bruh.
TJ, you like them long weaves, TJ?
I'd rather them be skint like Mr. Clean than to have a weave.
Wakanda forever.
Let me ask you the question here. Has anybody smelled a weed caught on fire?
Yeah, man.
Yes, I have several times.
Stinks.
Here's my thing. I'm gonna tell you what the real problem is, y'all. And we probably ain't never said this, or we probably have. But I think the real reason why they do that is because they're busy working for the man. You know what I'm saying? They'll say, well, I wear my hair because it preserves it. No, because you ain't really got time to do your hair. You know, if you work 40 hours a day, 50 hours a week, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And it's like, I don't have time. So I got to go ahead and clean. I got to take care of these kids. So guess what they do? They slap that wig on, go out to the grocery store, do what they have to do. I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in the day, women used to take Saturday to do their hair, or Saturday night. You ask, what you doing? I'm doing my hair on Saturday night.
Come on.
You know, I'm doing my hair on Friday
Hot
night.
comb on fire.
And they would have that hot comb getting ready for Sunday. Come to me.
Whole house smell like bacon.
Burnt hair and that green grease. What they call that
blue
royal
magic?
crown.
That
That
blue
blue
magic?
magic. Yeah, with that pink oil moisturizer. That's what women used to take care of their hair. Remember, we used to have black haircut stores that used to rival Walmart. They used to go in there and used to have all kind of green gel, Jerry curl juice, whatever it is, but it was your hair. They used to walk up on women, they used to smell like juices and betties. You know what I'm saying? And then what Prince Hakeem said, coming to America, they used to smell like juices and betties. You know what I'm saying? They don't smell like juices and berries no more. Now they smell like booties and elbows. You know what I'm saying? That we've been in there too long, you know? And I think that's the problem. They're busy working. And then here's my thing. The reason why they're busy working, because they're not being wives. You're shorting yourself. You're not getting enough sleep. You ain't getting sex like you want to. They let you tell her you can't find a man. You know what I'm saying?
She can't lay on her head
Your
so
sight
get her
medicine.
hair done. So she ain't gonna give you no pussy when she get her hair done.
You know what I'm saying? Tired. And then when you finally get some money, you go take it and give it to the Koreans. You know what I'm saying? You go give them your $600 when you could have took your time out to do your own hair.
Well, let me ask this question. I want to TJ. TJ, I'm gonna ask you this. Everybody just give a quick answer, then we can get back to the conversation. TJ, if a woman wear all this weave, makeup, lipstick, wigs, does she love herself?
No.
Trey, does she love herself?
No.
Mr. Bennett, does she love herself? Come on, Mr. Bennett. Come on, Mr. Bennett. You can do it. You can
Spit
do
it out, brother. Just spit it out.
Come on now.
Speak your mind, Mr. Bennett. This ain't no echo chamber.
There
Say
might
what
be
you
a
got to
problem.
say. Get it off.
There might be a problem.
He said there might be a problem.
Mr. Bennett, come on, get off that fence, Mr. Bennett.
Come on, Mr. Bennett. Come on,
get
now.
off that fence.
JT, does she love herself?
Hell, fuck no.
Dr. Steele, does she love herself?
Not even
Brewing and Reviews, does she love herself?
Hell, motherfucking no.
Thank you, sir. All
Look,
right,
before my
No, she doesn't.
before my grandmother passed away a few years ago, I remember they were getting ready to go somewhere and they had to get all dressed up. So my grandma, from chemo, hair was falling out. So she go and put on this wig, and my grandfather looks at her and he go, "Come here." That's all he said. So I saw them walk to the back of the room. About 20 minutes later, she come out, her head shaved bald. She got a wrap around that bad. She wrapping the bad boy, and he bejeweled with her jewelry, brooches and stuff on it. He said, "Now that's my woman." That's what he. I said,
Yes.
"I'd be damned."
Yes.
I'd be damned. Knowing my grandma was looking like a hot mess because she was sick, but he didn't give a damn. He said, "I'm not going out with no wig on your head, nothing like that. You sick, you gonna be sick. We're gonna dress that sick up the best way we can, and we're gonna go out and have some good time tonight."
Right. And why do women want to look like trans men? Why?
That's it.
When you put them wigs on and that makeup, you look
Because
trans. And
that's
now we
their
can't tell
culture.
We can't tell them apart.
Black men Unfiltered. That's
Because
their
it's
culture. Those LGBT, whatever the hell they call themselves, they set the beauty standard for our women. Our women go out to them to look to see what. Yeah.
Yes, girl. Yes.
All that crap came from them Transformers.
Yes.
Well, the truth is because that's the only men they truly respect. So
TJ, I went to a wedding, TJ,
But
and
if
there was
you
a
think
woman
about
who
what you're
was getting
saying
married. A woman that was getting married. Her face, her makeup, her face looked like Grooming and Review's face, and her arms were the color of you.
So she was ugly.
She looked
She like a
looked
Pokeball.
She looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator when he fought the damn monster. She come out, she had that shit smeared on her fucking face. Y'all know that face.
She had a pussy on her face.
See, y'all talking about like the weed. Like I think there's levels to this. I am going to be a bit more nuanced in my answer.
Come on,
because
Mr.
Back in the day, you had women who would wear the fake contact lenses. Black women with the green and blue eyes.
That's some bullshit.
You
Like
had no one's talking lately about the skin lightening that's going on, and not just in America, but throughout the world. Nigerians, I mean,
hey, Africa got it bad.
Yep.
CBN about all that skin lightening going on. That's some self-hate stuff.
Man,
I'm not going to hate on a sister if she gets a weave or whatever. I mean, I think there's got to be layers. Makeup, it used to be that the best makeup job was the one where you couldn't tell she was wearing makeup. Now it just got to a point where it's just so obvious that is there. So I don't want to just blatantly just throw out that it's a self-hate thing, but there are but I'm saying there's degrees. When the sisters were doing, not only was she getting not only fake hair but blonde hair, and she was wearing green contact lenses, and she was getting the skin lightening treatments. Yeah, you could say there was something going on with that person where there was some self-hate going on. But I can't apply that across all levels, though. That's all.
But Mr. Bennett, hold on, Mr. Bennett. Imagine, Mr. Bennett,
to a store. But this is the thing. Just go next time you go to a Walmart, a Home Depot, Target. You can go to any one of them, and you just look. And all you got to do is just look at the sisters that's all out here and tell me if that shit ain't crazy. Where you got 98% of them wearing somebody else's hair on their head.
Yeah.
That's what we have. We have a culture of this shit happening.
It's definitely a culture. Look, I agree with Blackman when you talk about the pool party with all the sisters out of the pool. That absolutely exists.
And then
but back in the 90s, too, when the fake contact lenses and stuff started to come out, then was like, we were having a conversation back then. So this isn't new, but again, I just don't put hair at the same level as when you start literally trying to bleach your skin, putting chemicals on your skin to lighten yourself, like Sammy Sosa did or something like that. That to me is
what's the R&B singer's name back in the day? That song "Fake"? Alexander O'Neal.
Yeah.
He said your hair was long, but now it's short. You say I cut it off, but I don't see no hair on the floor. He said every time I go out with you, I find out something new. You a fake, baby. He said, "Don't try to conceal it. Now I know it's you fake." He said your eyes was brown, but now they blue.
Now this is another thing, Mr. Bennett. But this is another thing, Mr. Bennett. It's the attitude to come with it too. Mm-hmm. The second thing is this: they don't care what men think because you have men telling them
they do.
On all platforms. Everywhere you have men that are being boisterous. They're saying that shit looks crazy. It's ugly.
But they still getting it.
I disagree.
They still getting it.
I disagree. They do care what men
to
think.
the tune of $10 billion.
It's just not heterosexual men. It's homosexual men and it's trans men. They care what they think. That's why they're following them. Right? Admiration, right? Imitation, all of that. Well, these are men they're really admiring. They're really men that are dressing like what their idea of what women are, what women are. But no. they respect that. So I'm sorry, I respectfully disagree. They do respect men. It's just listen, I said this earlier. I think I even said it on Hamp's panel too. There is a clear war against heterosexual men, regardless of race. Your race is irrelevant at that point.
Yeah,
there is a clear war against straight men in this country. They don't want us to be in power. They don't want us to have families. They don't want to make us make any decision. They don't want us to do anything.
But we seen that on Blackman Unfiltered clearly. About how many shows you done had on this shit, Blackman? About 5 shows. And every time it shows that crazy ass shit, and then they will put some other shit in the mix of it, right? You will have these motherfuckers sitting back, and they will be chiming in with the women when they're talking about why would you date a woman outside your race? And the women don't even look at them and say, well, why would you date another damn man? They never say that with each other. They will talk about everything other than what we're talking about. they would come there and show clear hate and get mad when we give them mad. We don't give them pushback. We whoop their ass when they come down and coming over here. And then they get mad, and now they want to, what they call it, when they try to get rid of your channel and shit like that. So I do what you just said, Trey. There's a clear hate for heterosexual men, and they got these.
But JT, I got a message from I got a message from one of our best pastors about that.
Your eyes may shine, your teeth may grit, but this booty here, you will never get. I don't chase booty.
Yeah. So
shout out to another member of the 7Bs.
Shout out to Geno Jennings. I mean, you know, he's on it. I just don't understand. And women will sit here and defend it. They'll sit here and defend it. I've said it to many women, even in my family, even the closest people in my family. You don't love yourself. My wife's sister they're in the Creole background. They have beautiful hair. And her sister got real long, pretty, beautiful black hair. And every goddamn 3 days or 3 weeks, she putting weave in her head. And I'm asking her why. She talking about, ain't nobody got time to be going and putting you're going to beat yourself to fucking death.
But can I ask about something?
Yeah,
else
they
that
got CTE, black man.
Yeah.
Can I ask about something that no one else is talking about? And it may be because guys are getting it too. You guys talking about the hair now. What about this tattoo culture?
There's a whole monster.
I don't get that.
I'm sorry.
Mean, it
Hey,
used to
hang
be.
on. Hang on. I'm gonna battle you on that because I don't have no problem.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm talking about trends. Like back in the day, like you got a tattoo. It was like an indiscriminate place. It was like it wasn't necessarily to be seen. Now it's just all over. It's sleeves. It's what they used to call tramp stamps. It's everywhere. So with everything else that's going on, it's like this. It's on the face. It's on the neck.
Eyebrows.
So what is going on with the tattoo culture? And no disrespect to grooming or anybody who has them, but I'm just saying. But that is definitely something that has, along with everything else everyone's talking about as far as these beauty trends. I don't understand what this tattoo thing where you got to get a tattoo just all over. It's just outerwear.
They're addictive. They're very, very addictive.
No, there's no standard. It used to be at a point. It used to be at a point that you couldn't get a job when you had tattoos on your neck and on your face and on your forearm and all these different things. Now you got cats working at these goddamn places. And they got the whole fucking face inked up. I'm there every day. Standard.
Yeah, every day at the bank, JT, it's dudes come in with suits on. They got tattoos going up their fucking neck, behind their ears and shit. They hire them.
I'm asking the brothers in general, just as much as you guys talking about the weaves and the lashes and all that. Do most men today find tattoos or excessive tattoos? Like, what's the limit for you guys? I'm just asking generally. I don't.
I can speak for myself.
Hold on, Mr. Ben, you talking for women? I want to make sure we're clear. Mr. Ben, you talk about women?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
women with tattoos. I mean, just like all these other beauty standards, I don't see where having a bunch of tattoos is considered beauty anymore. I just don't.
I don't think they should have a tattoo of a dick by their jaw or on their shoulder, or a tattoo of a goddamn puppy, or fucking fuck me here arrows and shit. Like no, all that bullshit. You look like a damn street sign. I'm saying, like, if she has something decent, like maybe a little butterfly behind the ear, or maybe some on that thigh, because I done seen some thigh tattoos made me look over. I had to look away because some women just wear it well. And so, but something like that.
What if she got one around her? What if she got one around her private area?
Oh no! Well,
let me tell you about that, Mr. Bennett. Let me tell you about that, Mr. Bennett. As long as nobody else can see it, you know what I'm saying.
So TJ, you like pussy tattoos?
Here's my rule with tattoos. When I tell when I pick a mate, whatever you want to call it, I don't mind arm tattoos. If she has this, fine. But not every female can fit that. It doesn't.
You're right. Everything ain't for everybody.
If she got it on her chest, if she has a tattoo on her chest,
fuck that. No. Got the some fucking other guy is buzzing my girl's tit. Fuck that.
Or she got a picture of her grandma on her titty.
Hell fucking no.
Or a picture of her grandma on her back, and you hitting it from the back, and the grandma looking at you like,
I know a bunch of females that
All right,
have.
Trey, all right, Trey, you said you have smoke
memorial
piece, so
piece
You know what?
on their
again,
back
no,
or
just
something.
I'm not trying
Nah,
to like
I mean,
I'm just saying, but that is a major trend.
The tattoos don't really bother me. I've never had an issue with. I've never had an issue with the tattoos. I will say this though. I have an issue with women who have tattoos and they don't mean anything. Like if I point to a tattoo on her body and say, "Why did you get this? What's the significance of this?" and she just kind of looks at me like, "Well, you know, I just got it." All right, but then you just stupid and you just out here following trends. I'm not interested, right? But I do know some women, like for instance, my ex, her dad died. There's a tattoo. She has a tattoo of, you know, of something resembling, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, I don't really have an issue with it. I don't have a problem with the chest tattoos. I think all that stuff can be covered. If she can cover up the neck tattoos, anything from the neck up, I probably would stay against, but I would go against, but anything neck down,
you're going out to an elegant,
it don't really bother me.
So you're going in like into an elegant setting, an elegant dinner or something like that. She's wearing
but she can
straps,
cover up.
whatever,
As long as she can cover up from the neck down. I'm telling you, I was in the military. JT can tell you, in the military, all them girls tatted the fuck up.
No.
I'm saying, up, and we were in mesh dress, and you would never know.
No, I'm saying, I'm talking about going out on a date, like evening wear, like formal. She's got one of the spaghetti strap black dress on or whatever.
But that's the thing. She can't wear that. She knows that. That's the point I'm trying to make. She knows that when it comes to that time, if she doesn't know, then she needs to be schooled. But women know when they get that level of tattoos, there's certain things they can't wear. She could never go to a charity ball or a charity function, or where she has to wear an evening gown or something like that and wear what a woman who does have those. She can't do that. She has to come up with something else. So what she would probably wear, she would probably wear something long sleeved, something more, you know what I mean, elegant, where it's covered, everything's covered.
So, but I'm saying, but for you, that would be a red flag, though. If you went and met someone at a charity ball like that, and she had those tattoos or whatnot, wearing something that, from what you're saying, she shouldn't be wearing, would that be a turnoff for you?
What the body look like?
There you go. I
what I'm talking about.
It's all about how she looked. Because imagine if she was like Gabrielle Sidibe.
Yeah, that's a turn off.
Right. You're honest, though. I appreciate
she got a big ass Louisiana Pelican on her back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's a reason.
Louisiana Pelican, Louisiana Purchase. That's what that is.
Here's the reason why, Mr. Bennett. I may be in that setting, and she may not know that this is inappropriate, right? In those types of settings, if you weren't raised in that sort of elegant, classy setting, a lot of women don't know the difference between a shrimp fork and a salad fork. They have to be taught these things. So in that particular case, she may not know. So if she gets with me and we go to a function, I'll tell her like, oh, no. You can never have your back out, ever. You have tattoos across your back. You can never wear spaghetti straps. You can never wear anything that shows your cleavage because you have a chest tattoo when we go to these types of functions. You need to be covered up from here all the way down. How
do you think that's going to go? I mean, given the climate, everything we've been saying, how do you think that's going to go?
I don't quite give a damn how it goes. She's either going to do it or she's going to be gone.
Ain't going.
Oh, yeah. Right. I'm not saying what I know you're not going to compromise, but I'm just saying more than likely that scenario that you're laying down is not going to go well with today's woman. The same one we talked about with the weeds and everything else. That is not going to go well.
But I've dated, so I went out with a woman. She had her full leg, and she wanted to wear a split that came up pretty high to a pretty. It wasn't sort of super formal event, but it was. It put it this way. There was your boss was there. It was one of them types, right? And I told her like, you can't wear that. You know what I mean? You got a whole leg tattoo, the split's too high. And I thought the same thing, like it's about to be some furniture movement in because she's not gonna take this well. She ain't say shit. She went right upstairs and changed. I think the fact that I stood on business is what made her go, okay, he obviously feels some kind of way about this. I'm just gonna go change. And other part of this is too is, do you want to be a part of my life or not? Because if you don't want to be here, then I'll replace you and I'll get somebody who wants to be here. If you want to be here, these are the standards. We talked about this earlier. I think TJ was talking about this. You gotta set these standards. There has to be, you have to put restraints and restrictions on women because if not, they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do, and nobody's gonna stop. You have to put this on them.
You got to be willing to let their ass go. You got to be willing to let them go. That's the thing. And a lot of guys, and that was and again, TJ had brought up a great question. The thing is that he was talking about convincing and all this. We don't have the time to be convincing no goddamn woman to stay with us or like us and shit like that. We have to be on our fucking purpose. Men, young men, if y'all listening to this shit, You have to be on your purpose. And what that means is that you have to make sure you build yourself up. The women will come. If you're building yourself so you can get a goddamn woman, you building yourself for the wrong shit, and it's going to crumble and it's going to collapse. You cannot be worried about what a damn woman is going to think. What you have to do is have standards, and you got to have some guy, because they're going to step over the line all the time. Habitual, what they call them?
Habitual line steppers.
Yep.
Habitual line steppers.
Say it in unison, y'all.
Yes.
Hang on. Did we, hey, before we move on, I just want to get, I know Grumman chimed in, Trey chimed in. I didn't get from Lost or R Pain, or I think Blackman. I don't know if you were finished, but I just want to go around. What is your limit when it comes to tattoos?
Listen, as long as, like I said, I told you already, as long as you ain't got no tattoos or no dick by your face, or you got tattoos of Tarzan's 97 on your arm and shit, you know, I'm all that. If it's something like poetic, beautiful ass shit, I'm all for it. I seen a girl with I was at the tattoo shop getting my tattoos. I seen a girl getting one down her thigh, sexiest shit I've ever seen in my life. And so I think that, you know, as long as it's decent and you don't have, you know, Trey's pussy 94 and now you with Dwayne, it's just
all right, so generally, so you don't mind if they're class stuff, so you don't mind the one on the back, you don't mind, or the so as long as it's meaningful or whatever. So you're a tattoo guy. That's something that you're attracted to.
As long as we go out somewhere and a motherfucker can't see what I see when you get naked, I don't have no problem.
Yeah, well, you know, like, listen, I don't have a.
Our Pain got one on his ass.
No, stop it. I don't have
his head
any
done
issue
next.
with a honey having a tattoo. As long as you could cover it up. You know, I told my daughters not to get any tattoos. Now that they're grown, they can do what they want as long as they can still be presentable. So if you could cover them up easily, none of that neck shit, none of that face stuff. I don't like the sleeves, but if you have something dainty somewhere that, you know, you could cover it up or it doesn't stand out and make you look like you a person for the streets, I'm not going to trip over that.
I just don't want to be going back. Dr. Steele, go ahead. I'm gonna go back to go ahead, Dr. Steele, because I got something to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me say this. If it can't be covered up and it cannot, if it's excessive, to me that's unacceptable. You know, I don't want to see it on your face. I don't want to see it on your neck. You can have a little bit on your arms. You can have a little bit on your legs. You know, but if it's too excessive, where your whole part is covered up with tattoo, that's too much for me.
I don't date women with tattoos. Period. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't have any. I don't want my woman to have any.
And the thing is that we all are from different generations. Like Blackman, even though it seemed like his ass is about 55 years old, he just got in his 40s. So I understand where he's coming from. Myself, I'm a little bit closer to the baby boomers, right?
You with us.
I got a little bit. I got a little bit of the millennials in me too. It's not really that bad when it comes down to tats. I got tats myself. But when it comes down to this, if it's in the center, not on her titty, but if she has a tattoo in the center, breastbone, right
with
there,
them cat paws,
diamonds, booty hole brown, all that shit that they be having, them dumbass things. No, she's a stripper, or she's inspired to be a stripper, but she didn't make the cut. That's basically what that comes from. But if she has butterfly in the back of her ear, if she have it's certain things where it's like, damn, that shit do look good, especially if she light skinned. It's just something a little bit different. Even you would have women that have like tattoos.
That's what I don't understand. You gotta be these chocolate women getting tattoos, but I don't understand either.
You go down to eat the coochie on the side of their thigh, talking about the defect. You know what I'm saying? It's like
shit like that. The whole livelihood. They telling you their history when they do shit like that. If I see some shit and the goddamn shit says something with the fact that she was somewhere close, man, or in a fucking strip club, I don't want to deal with you. I can't do it. King of Diamonds, Ace of Spades. If it have anything, if she has something with an eyeball on it,
hearts.
Queen of Hearts. You know,
Whoa,
it's
whoa!
just
Somebody in the chat say R-Pain got the continent on his back. Wait a minute.
Let
a
me ask the
capital
panel a
C.
question. I'm curious about this question. They say you're dating a girl that her ex-husband or ex-boyfriend tattoos names on him.
That's an automatic, man.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
That's an automatic.
But I
Nope.
said earlier though, going in reviews, imagine you hitting her from the back and it's a tattoo of her grandmother on her shoulder, like right back here.
Got
On
the,
the back
well,
of her
yeah,
back.
well,
I got a better one for you. Imagine
And the
she had
grandma was
like,
looking at you
her
like this.
back done with Jesus.
groovy. Wait, what you just said? That's why I'm laughing still. I had experienced some shit like that, right?
Which one?
No.
She
Granny,
had a
no.
dude's name on her, right? But she tried to cover the shit up.
Okay.
And I was just looking at her back one day, and I was just looking, and I started looking like, what the fuck is that shit? It was just some stupid ass design she had. And I'm looking, I'm saying, what you get this stupid shit on your back
who's
for?
Khalid? Who's Khalid?
Right.
It's got a it's got a panda on the
She
back
said,
with
his
Reginald on his paws. You know what I'm saying? Because she tried to
Now
cover it
listen.
up.
Man,
I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about how yeah, I'm really fickle. I'm a fickle dude. So when she showed me that, it took me a minute to get my mind right because I was planning on leaving her ass. But she was so fucking nice. She was just, everything was cool about her, but I couldn't get past her putting another man's name on her body. She branded herself. And all I kept thinking to myself was, you branded yourself.
Where was it at? Where was the tattoo at?
On her, like on her shoulder, in the back. On
So
her
you hitting her
shoulder.
from the back saying, "Damn, Eric, you got some good." I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but it's like shit like that. But I'm like, I don't want to see this shit every day. So all I had to do was I had to man the fuck up, and I manned the fuck up, and I left.
Yeah,
I
you can.
didn't-
Yeah,
I just left. I couldn't do
And
it.
I can't do
And it
Bible
wasn't the
scriptures
fact that
either.
it was just the dude's name. It was the fact that she was willing to brand herself for some no-name ass nigga. I was like, what am I doing? What type of nigga am I?
JT, you know he could come back at any time and tap that ass.
Oh
He
yeah.
could come back at any time and tap that ass.
but now
Hey,
what? Now,
let
now,
me say
gentlemen.
this.
Now, what if she's gonna? What if your woman she wants to do that for you, saying you are it? You are the prize. The title of the show tonight is "You Are the Prize,"
No.
and to
No.
stamp that you are the prize that she's willing to
So
put your
R-Pain,
name
You
on.
know,
your wife,
Miss
hold on,
Benjamin,
R-Pain.
I'll be honest with you.
R-Pain, you come home from a weekend or having, you hanging out. You come home and your wife said, "Baby," and she said, and open that door and they say R-Pain's playground on her thigh. What you gonna do?
No. I mean,
got
listen,
him
she
a-
might
You ain't
get
leaving.
some that night, but it's not.
Yes.
I'm not gonna be happy about that.
Got an 8x10
you-
portrait.
You'll get over it.
Hey, got an
If
8x10
get
portrait
over
on the back. You know what I'm saying? R-Pain looking at himself.
R-Pain,
Damn, I look
you got a
good.
good. Now hold on, R-Pain.
I might not make it an issue that night. I'd have to get fast at night. And then say, "Hey, wait, why you do that shit, man?"
You've been with your wife for so goddamn long. I
Hey.
guarantee. If y'all go too that goddamn far away from each other, y'all kidneys will just fail. That shit. You'll get the fucking heart attack. Y'all, what was that shit? What was that damn movie that Will Smith was in? And if they got too far away, if they got too.
Oh yeah.
It's a superhero movie, right?
Yeah, it was
Hancock.
Hancock.
Yeah.
There's no you too far in the game, bro. It's not gonna. You can't leave. Y'all just going to work that shit the fuck out. That's it.
Man, but I think
To be
this
honest
too,
with you
like,
guys,
in the
I had a
drama
girl that wanted
Go ahead.
wanted to tattoo my name on her back, lower back, by the way, too.
Oh, tramp stamp.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
she wanted
something.
the whole thing.
Hey,
Not
I
Peter,
can't
my
stand no
legal
fucking
name,
tramp stamp, bro.
Panayotis, and
I
the
can't
last
stand no
name.
tramp stamp, bro. I can't.
Listen,
She
this
wanted-
is what you tell
she
her.
wanted
If
my
you-
real
If you
name.
want, if you want everybody to know you my girl, let me see you put it on the wood. Let's go down here to the courthouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put it on this paper and
Right.
let's see. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was
But
a
I
time
don't
for a
wanna- I
while
don't
where they
wanna
were getting the rings. They were getting like the tattoo rather than the real wedding ring. You would get the
Who still get
tattoo
them?
rings. Yeah, they were doing that for a
I
minute.
don't want Bible scripture on your back either. because I don't want to be hitting you from the back. And it said, the
Bro,
Lord is my shepherd.
Bino, here's a good one for you. You want a good one? Here's a good one. Imagine for a second the whole,
thy rod
the
and thy
Last
staff
Supper on her
comfort
back.
thee.
Oh man.
Imagine the Last Supper on her back as you're doing it. You're going back and forth
Jesus,
like
Yeah.
you start praying.
You're going to a place grooming. You going
If-
somewhere, man.
if
You
the
are
Last
going
Supper-
somewhere.
Look,
You
if
are
the
going
Last
somewhere.
Supper is on her back, I done portrayed Jesus in that ass. You see what I'm talking about? I'm Jesus in
Whatever
that
you
ass.
want.
So you got
Do y'all understand but this is the thing. If the ladies is in here, understand this. You guys are always put in a compromised position when we are screwing y'all. That's why y'all can't screw us. We screw y'all because we see all this shit. You are put in a compromised position. Now, anytime, that's why when you hear, think about it. If you in submissive position, right? Eventually your legs is going to go behind your ears. If you are in a doggy style, you don't see none of these motherfuckers doing, and he's pulling your hair. You just submissive. You can't give everybody your shit. You understand what we're saying every time? Think about what we were just saying in this conversation. We looking on the small of your back. We looking on your shoulders. We looking on your neck. We looking behind your ear. All that shit while we stroking that motherfucker out. Y'all better stop giving y'all shit to every goddamn man. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Man, hey, you know what? I want to say this, guys, because we're about to get out of here. But I want to say, listen, when it comes to the weave, and the eyelashes and stuff, I can't do it because I think women overdo it. And I was at the mall with my daughters, and a woman had on some lashes, guys. I swear to God, I swear to God, the motherfuckers out like this. I'm thinking to myself, like, and even the nails. I seen women with nails this fucking long, and I'm thinking to myself, how are you keeping up with your hygiene? How are you wiping your ass?
They're not.
If you stick that finger so far up in your ass, you're gonna fucking cut an artery with that ass.
You better buy that bidet. You better buy the bidet.
That's that homemade pressure washer.
I really thought for a while that shit went out of style and they stopped doing that, but I guess not. They're still in full force.
I never use one of those. Do those things even work? For real. Do those things work, or do they just get you wet? I don't even know if those things work.
What you talking about?
The bidets.
Bidet.
I'm talking about nails, dude. What are you talking about?
It's like, how do you? I'm just saying. But even if you got one of those bidet things, I mean, those, I don't feel comfortable using that because I want to look how wet.
I watched a video on them damn things. They said them things shoot water pressure up the crack of your ass. Damn near 5-10 miles an hour. It knock all this shit at you. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. You sit on the toilet and something shoot up in your ass. I don't know.
Take the dab off.
I know in Germany, a lot of those old apartments, they didn't have good water pressure. So all it was licking your ass.
And no tissue paper to be found.
Older house are very common.
You messed up.
I don't know, man.
Our pain got a lot of secrets, man. We got to have a show directly on our pain.
No, you don't.
Tattoos on his back.
A Jeffree Star.
He didn't have some steaming pussy. I mean, we just got to do a whole show to understand.
I feel you guys think I was joking. You haven't seen no steam coming off the box before. Shit, man. Now you guys.
Listen, goddamn, y'all was fucking in the snow. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. I saw an interview, and we finna end, guys. I gotta go pick my son up. I saw an interview where Anton Daniels just did an interview with a male dancer, an ex-male dancer.
Yes.
Did you see it?
Yes,
and
I did.
He said the nastiest women when it comes to freaking shit are the white women. He said them white women, the bride come down there, he stick the thing in the bride mouth, and then all the bridesmaids say, put it in mine too. And he just go down the line, bloop, 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 just all of them just sucking the same penis. Then he said the most stanky women, the women that stink the most, are black women. He said he hadn't been to a party with black women, they just stink. He said they pussies are horribly stinky. Like he said, he said he'll go down, he'll just have to jump back up, because he said
right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
he said the smell is horrific at the black women parties. And you know, and Anton asked him, "What do you do in a situation like that?" He say, "I do my best to hold my breath."
Shit.
He said, "Them pussies be on fire for the devil. They be funky. Monkeys are funky." So but you got to understand too. A lot of women, if their hair stink, their ass stink, because a lot of women need douche with batteries on them.
Okay,
They need.
I gotta cut you off for a minute fast.
That damn thing out. Go ahead.
I gotta catch up. It's a thing called, you can go to my channel, I did a review on
Oh,
it.
don't
It
you
works
do no
for men
thing.
and women. It's
A
called
review.
lemon salt. Does anybody know what lemon salt is?
I ain't putting
Oh, my-
salt nowhere near my butthole.
You ain't lying.
Let's go. You asshole. Lemon salt is actually a clean solution, a clean solution for your privates. It doesn't stink.
I ain't putting no salt in my ass. That's some bullshit.
It's not salt, it's lemon.
Lemons up my
Lemon
ass.
or salt. Both of them things up there tingling.
Yeah. Hey, Groomer, you got
You might as well wash your ass
Groomer on some other
or
shit.
comment.
Grooming, goddammit, you. Grooming on some other shit. You might rub some lemon across your asshole. That's some bullshit.
Your
Oh,
ass with a
man.
Mr. Clean magic eraser.
A lemon fresh ass. Oh, my God.
She get out and try to give you some head, her eyes burning and shit. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? Hey, but-
What is that, lemon pledge?
all right, man. Listen, I gotta go, but I do want to say thank you guys for coming tonight, man. We had a great show
This is
tonight,
fun.
great
This is
conversation, man. Man, and shout out to all you guys that came. Dr. Steele, man, thank you for showing up and showing out tonight. Thank you to RBN for coming in tonight. R-Pain, thank you, man, for sharing all your stripper stories. Thank Trey. Trey just Nissa just told him in the chat, you better turn that camera off and talk to me. So he left to go do that. And so I just want to thank everybody in the chat tonight. Thank you. I see a lot of people over there. So thank everybody for coming out tonight and spending some time with us. We had some really good numbers tonight. Lost in Translation. JT, y'all already know what it is, man. Thank you guys. We'll be back.
BMU, I got you.
Definitely. Happy New Year. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll see you guys next year. And
on Monday,
guys.
I got a question for you, BMU, about Monday.
Let me know,
Monday,
please
we
ask.
kick it off, right?
That's fine. Whatever you want to do, sir.
I gotta be off. I gotta be off this Monday as well.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, cool.
Happy New Year's, everybody. You know,
likewise,
man,
same to you, brother.
Happy New Year to y'all, man, and peace to everybody, man. And look, y'all stay safe in these streets because for New Year's, man, women, if you don't want to be fondled, man saying nothing to you, grabbing your ass, stay your ass at home because there's gonna be a lot of drunk men out. And also, you don't want to be drunk either in these situations. Nope. So you may want to just protect yourself, but stay with a group of people. Don't separate yourself from the crowd, please. Let me say this, and on a serious note, my daughter and I were looking up. We watched a movie about that they didn't want to come out, the Mel Gibson movie where they showed the babies being abducted or whatever. So my daughter started to look things up. Do you guys know in the last 2 years, almost 700,000 children are unaccounted for in the United States?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really that high?
Almost 700,000 children are unaccounted for in the United States. From 2021 to 2022, they haven't even done the numbers for 23 yet. So, man, just watch your babies, watch your kids, man. It's not like it used to be where you can stay out all day, ride your bike around the neighborhood like you used to all day. No, they snatching your ass up, throwing you in a van. And
you're talking about the Sound of Freedom, right?
Yeah, my daughter. Yeah, my daughter cried. My daughter cried like a baby. Because at the beginning of the movie, they show you live footage of little kids getting snatched up. And my daughter could not believe. She said, "Dad, it can't be real." It is, baby. And she started watching. She just cried like a baby. She couldn't believe it. And so again, man, thank y'all for coming out tonight, man. I had a great show with you guys tonight. Until next year, baby. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody. God bless.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest,
Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody